Hello, good evening, and welcome to Garblag Games. I have turned all of the things on, and hopefully it is all working. This is my little preamble speech that I always do at the start to make sure that the sound is functioning, because I do not trust my own skills. And it's probably wise, because I've noticed that one of the media streams is not switched on. Ta-da! Now we're active.
Dun dun dun.
Hello, welcome to Garblag Games for real this time. Joining me tonight for our season finale of City of Mist are some lovely friends from all across the internet who have come here this evening to deal with the threatening styrofoam and shout abuse at a man who might be a fox. If you haven't been following us, none of that makes any sense whatsoever. But welcome anyway. So tonight we've got a whole bunch of people who you may or may not have met, starting with Mitch.
Hi.
Who you
I'm
playing,
Mitch.
Mitch?
Liam.
That's the guy.
Sexy politician, up and coming. Really just kind of is doing his own thing. He's like having a good old time. So yeah, I mean, I don't think this week can get any better in terms of, because he's on his way. So yeah.
Yeah, won an election, got a date, threw
Yeah,
a private
yeah.
party for loads of rich folk. What could
Yeah,
possibly get
and,
any
like,
better than that?
His fate friend is totally pining for him, like secretly. Like it's just
It's a really,
it's
really
obvious.
well-kept secret, though.
It is
Yeah.
so well kept. It's almost like it's not in existence.
Yeah, she's trying really hard, but it's
Unless Liam does something so spectacular, selfless today, I don't see it happening.
look, in the end, he's got a job to do, and despite her feelings for him, he has to save the world.
Lack of feelings? Is the feeling
Okay.
anger that you're sensing?
Anger is a
Anger and
feeling.
love, right? Yeah, they're pretty much synonymous, right? Like
I think that one statement sums up Liam's character perfect.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Anger
accurate
and love, they're the
description
same
right
thing,
there.
right?
yeah, it's like, you hate me? Oh God, you need to get over me. Like, geez, it's embarrassing for you.
Speaking of people who need to get over Liam, it's Nikki. Nikki doesn't need to get over Liam at all.
No. I'm Nikki, aka Beholder to No One. And you can find me on Twitter at Beholder to No One and on a bunch of things. So go check those out. But tonight, check me out at 8 p.m. Eastern on Weave the Tale because I'll be DMing Chronicles of the Pine Pass. But I'm playing Dr. Dahlia Best, who is definitely not into Liam. For some reason, their chords are intertwined for their mythos, but maybe their mythos are into each other, but not feeling it. Also, she's her back nay a little bit too, so that's cool. She has a spider phone. It's the newest, coolest, only one of a kind cell phone.
Yeah, it is one of a kind. Also,
Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. You go
It was
ahead.
going to be a shit joke.
Oh, yeah.
Everything I
Well-
say is a shit joke. So don't worry.
This is not. Naya's about to tell a shit joke and then
I
introduce
was
his
about to
character.
say.
Monday, right?
Fire!
I feel like if there's any
Okay.
time for shit jokes, it's Monday, right? We're all just
I-
grasping at
Well,
straws
no,
here.
but that's the problem, Mitch. Every day for me is shit joke day because that's all I can do.
Dive
So
my
That sounds like a
Hawkman.
superpower,
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
honest. Yeah.
But now the joke isn't going to be funny, and it wasn't going to be funny before. But here you go. I was saying, like, it's kind of weird that you now are the winged people for your mythos. Like, your mythos is like, come on, just go to a bar with Liam. His mythos is going to be there. I really like him. It's like, oh my god, fine.
You owe me so much at this. You owe me so much for this.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. So I'm Nye. I tell shit jokes everywhere, and I'm playing Nick, the alchemist, who is responsible for the styrofoaming, which I somehow surprised Ben. Which I'm glad. I'm glad the the GM player relationship is still fresh and exciting. After
Of
2
all the
years of
things
being on
that
the
could have
show.
happened, I've got to say, I would never have expected turning the main villain into styrofoam. So kudos, and we'll explain that in just a moment after Kawaifu gets to say hi. I'm Kawaifu.
Hi, I'm Kawaifu.
There we go, job done.
You can find me on the Twitterverse at Quacker TV. I am playing Blair Rowe, our friendly cabbie, who is also Caroline the ferryman. And she apparently has a habit of now parking her taxi cab on the 18th floor in a penthouse.
Which was a solid bit of parking right there.
Mm.
And of course,
Well,
providing
it's lower than the building you had to go on to get Dahlia.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, true.
That is true. And of course, bringing up the solid, stable, calm, well-reasoned, dependable end of the group, it's back to Nikki again. It's Sin. Hi, Sin.
Hello, I am Sin Synthetic 20 TTV on Twitch and Twitter, and today I am playing Oren, who is in fact the entire gender spectrum. Just Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and everything in between. And it's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so last week when we met our merry band of that's for D&D, isn't it? Last week when we confused the crap out of everybody in a grim, gritty, dark city where it's raining all of the time, the characters had hunted down the mythos of Elizabeth Bathory, who had leapt hosts from the first host after Oren had beaten them to a pulp in the sewer, and had possessed the spirit of Janelle Locke, the owner of a dating website, who Liam had kind of been courting on and off and flirting with, and they had tracked said person using vile, apocalyptic, evil blood magic. Or at least that's what Nick thinks about the powers that he used anyway. To track down this person at a club surrounded by innocent victims. So they emptied the club, chased her outside. She escaped, did a bit of a bloodbath in a McDonald's, and then went to the party that Liam had invited her to at his penthouse by climbing up the buildings and leaping from rooftop to rooftop using giant tentacles made of blood.
Yeah, we never talked about who catered it, and I just want to say for everyone's clarification, catered by Cracker Barrel.
I'm sorry, you're like one of the richest people in the city, and you picked Cracker Barrel to cater? Really?
Look, I don't know about you, but Cracker Barrel is for everyone.
He's rich, but he's cheap.
This is where documents are revealed of the biggest financial backer to Liam's candidacy as Cracker Barrel. So now he has to, for every social outing, has to advocate them. Yeah, just on the side.
Between Cracker Barrel and Nando's.
I'm even more disappointed in this party.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, I know the past couple of days have been difficult. Taxes are on the rise. Crime is on the rise. But let me tell you, these pancakes, they smack.
Yeah, I don't feel like I would be extremely offended. I'd be weirded out more than like, wow, that's the person whose pocket you're in.
The thing is, it's very hard to freak people out if once they've met Liam a couple of times, they kind of expect the other shoe to drop, which is why when you guys turned up at the party and found him sat in the hot tub drinking champagne with the target of your quest.
And Danny DeVito.
Yes,
and Danny
DeVito.
You kind of went, yeah, I could see that.
That's
the
fair.
best thing is that Danny DeVito made it out alive.
Yes,
Can we
Danny
all agree
DeVito
on
Well,
that?
did
he
make it
would
out
have.
alive.
I think the biggest thing is we made it out alive with Danny DeVito present. Like, he allowed us to be and to continue to exist. And for those who didn't watch last stream, Danny DeVito was there. So you should go back and watch that episode. And if it doesn't make sense or it feels like you can't recognize him, you should go to the first episode so that you can watch all the season, and then you'll be able to understand
That would
why
make
Danny
perfect
DeVito.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny DeVito was kind of relevant to the ongoing story at that point. It wasn't just
Yeah.
like plucked out of nowhere when Mitch said, "Can I have Danny DeVito at my party?"
Exactly. And like just the fact that we got Danny DeVito to play and be in a bathtub with us, I think was fantastic. So
I
people
feel-
are
Just
feel
like,
like-
we've always been, trying to get that Cracker Barrel sponsorship for the stream itself. So
exactly
bringing
right.
up Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I mean, we're based out of the
Pancakes.
UK, but we don't care.
Are
Especially
there no
if-
Cracker Barrels in
No.
the
No.
UK?
No. Fuck no.
No.
No, there's not.
It is such American food, Southern food. It's
Yeah.
Look,
I don't think they know what to do here.
I
They
think
just
in the
like,
UK, Cracker
wow.
Barrel is probably a racist insult.
yeah, probably. But like,
Not a real one.
look, here's my pitch, okay? Just take out the sweet tea and call everything biscuits, okay? Boom. Cracker Barrel for the UK. There
So
you go.
Biscuit Barrel is what you're advocating.
Yeah, biscuit barrel.
All right.
Just serve some Earl Grey and you'll be fine.
This
Yeah.
episode not brought to you by Cracker Barrel or Biscuit Barrel. Now, from the hot tub moment, Nick seemed to be making a heroic and noble sacrifice and offered the evil Bathory his alchemist's stone, the philosopher's stone. He was going to hand it over if she would just go away peacefully. And she was like, damn, okay, free stuff. And then he maliciously used it to turn her into styrofoam,
Yep.
thereby imprisoning her mythos within the styrofoam body of the wealthy heiress that Mitch was in the process of maybe trying to chat up. Not Mitch, Liam. Mitch, I should mention, is definitely not that kind of guy.
Yeah, Liam was trying to chat up the villain, and Mitch was trying to chat up Garble Game. So I mean, it's
Good try,
it could
Mitch.
be,
Good try.
yeah,
I'll give you
multitasking.
6 out of 10 for that.
Oh, that's the best one I've ever had. So I'll take it.
So I believe the plan was then to climb back into Kawaifu's cab, which was parked in the lounge on the 18th floor, and travel through the underworld to get back to your secret lair in the Rum Runners tunnels under the bar.
Yes.
Hmm.
So let's head there, and we'll zoom in on you pulling up outside the bar and carrying this styrofoam person through the bar, down into the basement, and into the rum running tunnels that you guys have been using as your secret getaway for a couple of weeks now. Possibly launching off the discussion of what the hell happened there, because you've only had a few seconds to get back in the car. Everybody seems totally cool with that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nick's
Yeah,
cool with it.
everyone-
Nick does weird shit all the time.
Yeah, fair.
So this
Yeah.
isn't the weirdest thing Nick has done, and it
Yeah.
was very convenient.
Usually Nick just does weird things though. This was weird and useful.
Mhm.
I
That's
just love the
very
idea.
new.
Yeah,
that's
just
new.
everyone's like, you know what? We weren't held at gunpoint by sentient rats that drank whatever dripped out of, Nick's lab. So I think this is a net plus for the group,
Yeah, I mean that's probably why we're friends, because I'm just always surprised about the shenanigans you get into. It's just like, this is entertaining. I like this. Do
Yeah.
more. Do more.
It's never directly harmed you, which is the other benefit. You've always been able to take a step back.
Yeah,
So you've got that,
it's like watching a fire. Like,
It's
I'm
probably
just like-
Oren that gets covered in gore every time.
yeah.
Out of character, I remember last week that Dahlia learned that she can separate the two, but it takes time.
Yes.
And I can trap the mythos, but I can't kill the mythos.
You couldn't trap the mythos. You needed the alchemist to have the right equipment to be able
Right.
to trap
Okay.
the mythos.
And I gave him that
Yeah,
information.
so you
Okay.
could separate them.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Nick
yeah,
could
and then the-
contain it.
And then there was the line where you pinged her the message, and Nick goes, "Oh, cool! I have no idea what this is." And then Dahlia says, "You do know what it is." Oh, okay.
So now that we have this woman and the mythos trapped inside of it, with time and energy, I think Nick and I can work together to separate them and trap the mythos, so it doesn't just take another person's body.
Oh, good job, everyone.
And I'm
that was well done for everyone.
98% sure I can turn this person back into a person.
And what do we do with the mythos after we separate them and trap it?
That's a great question.
I have a jam jar over there.
I mean,
Part
was
of
trying
me
to make-
wants thinks that they're better off imprisoned in some way, but they're going to find a way out. And I don't want to say worse than that, but I don't know if that's an option because they are literally killing people a lot.
I mean, I could make another trip with them and maybe hide them.
Well,
You know.
maybe we just need to like trap them long enough for the next generation to deal with the problem, and then they deal with it, and then that generation has to pass that problem down. I'm not sure
Okay.
why I'm thinking of this,
Yeah,
but this seems like a common occurrence these days.
we already do that in politics. I don't want to juggle another thing that I have to push down
That's
the road.
fair. Mhm.
Yeah, it's just another added thing. I just don't have time for.
I mean, don't your secretaries just juggle it for you?
Part of it, yeah. But
And then their secretary.
yeah, it's a whole process. I could invite you over sometime and I could
Dr.
show you
Seuss did
kind of
the whole
some
story
of the
about
processes.
holding tails.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What
Could
kind of a
always-
plan do you want to come up with? What ideas do you want to bandy around? Oren, you're probably the smartest person in the group when it comes to book learning.
Oh, okay.
I
Thank
went
you
to
for
Yale.
specifying, because
Yeah, but
for
you
a
went to
second, I
Yale
was, like,
probably as a
missing
pledge
everyone with
on
my
a ring
existence.
that you inherited from someone.
I sent my
Dalio's clearly the
secretary-
most socially intelligent person available.
I sent my secretary to get the
Only with
degree
everybody
for me.
else.
I think we've got access to these tunnels. There's nothing that I can imagine that would stop us from making some sort of lock to keep these things within the tunnels. Go like nuclear weapon on it, where multiple ones of us have to have keys for us to get in.
My only concern is this mythos like an octopus where it could just fit into the tiniest of holes, and if it's not solid steel and fitted, it's just going to get out?
Well, we could ask it.
For
You
the,
think
for the
it's gonna
benefit of
come?
everybody, the note that I just made was, there's my face, it says, the telltale heart.
Well,
Even as Oren was saying that, I was like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. I like it.
I think Oren's idea works, but I get your concern, Dahlia. Maybe I think the problem stems from the fact that, well, like, is the blood the mythos, or is the mythos like an intangible thing inhabiting the blood? Because like my stone is the mythos, but like all of your ones isn't the mythos. Like, well, like you know, Liam doesn't have like a thing attached to his mythos, and
Yes,
nor
it
does Oren. Okay, ignore that one. Nick's dumb. He gets at least one third is correct. You can pass an exam with 1/3. You can't, but let's pretend. I guess what Nick is trying to say about metagaming is the blood what's it called, an artifact
Yeah.
thing, or
Yeah.
that's what Nick is trying to work out. Because if it is, then yeah, we do have to go full like nuclear lock key, eating said key, whatever. But if it's just
Relic
blood
is
is
the
just
term you were looking for, I think.
that's the word. If it's not, maybe when we separate it, it'll just be like some fairy dust or something. I don't know what a mythos looks like when it's not in a thing.
Or maybe we try to find a mythos that can hunt this thing forever.
I will say, out of character, Oren would probably be the only one who knows that there was nothing left of the body, and yet it still survived. So there was nothing on the creature because it was, well, Dolly would remember if she was butt-ass naked, but that doesn't mean anything. That it wasn't something attached.
Well, what all Nick knows is that the blood is probably the bad stuff because it's the only stuff that didn't turn to styrofoam. That's why oh god, I'm getting all metaphysical. That's why I'm saying that that Nick has that idea that maybe the blood is.
No, you are on the right track there, because while Oren as Hyde did beat the previous host to a pulp, it was a pulp, and pulp is still a liquid.
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
It definitely seems like the factor that is sticking with all of these is that the blood is present.
I start typing on my phone instead of talking because it's weird when I talk to it in front of people, and I'm just like, "Hey, what's the best way to trap this thing?"
As you're doing that, Nick's talking to the alchemist stone, like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?"
I'll also message my secretary and just be like, can you get me like the top 5 assassins in the city that's available in the next 24 hours? Thank you.
Do you say this out loud?
I'll be like, I'm going to check in on some assassins and killers and stuff like that. See if they might have like a...
Do assassins advertise? I guess they would. This is now asking. I guess they'd have to, wouldn't they? Because how would you know how to hire them if they didn't?
Well, it's kind of word of mouth, right? Like event, like they often come to the parties. I hired this great assassin.
Stop telling people about this stuff.
Yeah. I
mean, just down the road.
It really does depend on the kind of quality you're looking for. The best assassins don't advertise. The worst ones kind of do.
Yeah, it's word of mouth, and a lot of time assassins get by because there are government officials kind of covering their tracks. It's kind of a you scratch my back, I scratch your back. It's, an assassin really is just a serial killer with a little bit more, I guess, government backing. So,
I mean, for every nasty Dave, the assassin with the iron bar who will just beat up a fella for you, and he'll take 50 quid down the pub.
I mean,
no, I need someone with a little bit more expertise.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I know quite a few guys like that just from Paisley alone.
He's an expert at hitting people with that bat.
Plus, if you hire an assassin, there's no way to guarantee, other than if you hire another assassin with a mythos, that when the assassin gets the job done.
That's what I'm hoping, honestly. That's what I'm hoping, to find someone like that.
About, okay, I guess this is a player question. Do we know that in the City of Mists, this is the place where mythos are? Like,
the city's everything you know. I mean, why would you leave? You've got everything you could want here.
No, that's fine. I was just asking because, like, statistically, it's possible for a gun or knife or assassin, and also for them to be a mythos. Maybe not. Yeah. But it's also like...
nobody knows because nobody really leaves the city. I mean, very occasionally someone disappears and they're said to have gone out of the city or moved to a different part of town or moved country.
Like my hamster left for a big farm.
Exactly,
yeah.
Still looking for that hamster.
Yeah.
They're quite small and the farm was very big.
He's got so many of them. And then that's when you realize I actually do go to a big farm. You're like, oh, well, this is actually quite pleasant.
As we're considering the metaphysical nature of the City of Mists, it's almost like, oh no, are we now creating a canon where the City of Mists is the afterlife? Like, immediately.
Oh, I thought you were saying, are we creating a mythos where we're all hamsters? I would say, I want to play that game. But,
Hamster Mist.
City of Whiskers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. If
I
that
like
doesn't
it.
exist, it should.
It's just a Humblewood version of City of Mist.
Well, how about we do this then? Because there's 5 of us, so we'll delegate. I feel like that's something that Liam would say. So if Dahlia and me work on the extraction and containment, because we know how to do that, and he kind of looks at Dahlia for a moment, and Dahlia can see in his eyes, he's like, I don't know how to do that, but he's trying to look confident. He's like, yeah. So we know how to do those 2 things. And if you 3 could help either find a place to hide it. Looks at Liam, a person to hunt it.
Yeah, in my
Or-
personal opinion, incarceration for an extended date without a chance for parole seems inhumane, and will only lead to greater problems down the road. Because when it gets out, and it will get out, it will be very angry, probably mad, twisted, and people left in isolation don't get rehabilitated; they get worse.
So why not? If you don't mind, I could always take a trip, because if we don't want them making a mess out of the city, they could just, be cast to the underworld. It's
Ooh.
already twisted enough.
This is
Ooh.
probably going to be the darkest thing Dolly has ever said, but I no longer have I can fix them. Well, no, I do have I can fix them. Fuck. Never mind.
I'm loving that Mitch is saying, no, not Mitch, sorry, Liam is saying, no, we can't put them in prison for all eternity. That would be bad and wrong. Instead, we should pay an assassin to murder them every time they appear.
Well,
So much
That's
better.
more humane.
first off, I'm pretty sure there's quite a few like myths about like a fox that can never be caught and a hound that can never stop chasing it or something, which I feel like is what we'd create. But also, like Nick's gonna say, like, I don't know my history because I'm bad at history, but who like beat Bathory? Like, you know how like
Yeah.
Achilles was beaten by the dude with an arrow, and like Poseidon didn't really like that owl lady. Like, what does Bathory have, like a nemesis? Like, who beat Bathory?
Adding like 50 questions to my list.
Yeah,
as
I'm
I'm
gonna-
That would
asking
be
It's just updating his next.
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, Blair looks to Orin because they usually have those sort of
And you
answers.
can see Orin
That
Nick
doing
is
would
also
that.
looking
literally
directly at
be
Orin.
the
Like,
court
Please tell
system.
oh,
What?
Bathory was brought to court.
What
I
the
mean,
court do?
the historical Bathory, most people thought that it was a witch hunt, that the allegations were just created to tarnish a noblewoman's career. This Bathory is real. We have an actual killer.
okay.
Can I follow her fate line as far back as possible?
What you can do is, yes, you can give that a go. So let's have an investigate from you. And what tags do you want to use?
Reading the tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
Truly wants to do good?
Don't
People
know how
watching?
it applies. People watching and reading the tapestry can both certainly apply. I don't know how truly wants to do good applies in context. I mean, you can convince me. I'm a bit of a pushover.
Because I want to help fix her
What's your
by
PayPal?
finding out what her problems are in the past and how she was defeated, and perhaps there was an option that defeated the Bathory without killing.
Okay, yeah, all right, that was good. See, I told you I was
Cool.
a pushover.
A plus
Boom.
3. Hey, that's a 10.
That's a 10. Everybody loves a 10. So a 10
Ew.
is a straight answer, and you can choose 2. So you could choose 2 of these things to ignore. You are exposed to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy or part true, part false. And whoever or whatever you are asking can ask you one as well. So you can pick any 2 of those to not have to deal with.
I think asking me a question is fine. I don't have anything to hide, probably.
Fair.
Except for your
It'll be the tapestry that's asking you the question rather than the styrofoam
Sure.
lady. So
Tapestry can ask. Already knows the questions. Already knows the answers to the questions.
okay, so the tapestry wants to know what happens to a mythos that answers the call of the void. That's what that's asking you. You can ponder on it. You don't have to answer it straight away. But that's the question that they put in front of you. Meanwhile, your investigation to find out what exactly were you asking? Has the mythos ever been separated without killing the host?
Has the mythos ever been not destroyed, but negated, stopped without it being killed? Like, has it ever been reasoned with? Is there a way that peacefully it was convinced to stop killing people?
The answer there would be yes, with caveats. And the caveats are going to be things like, if it's a reasonable mythos, it can be reasoned with. If it's an unreasonable mythos, it's less likely to. You're not going to be able to reason with the mythos of Fenris Wolf as easily
Right.
as you could deal with the mythos of Hodor or
My
Balder.
question specifically is related to this person's fate.
This
fate of
person's
this mythos.
particular fate and her mythos, going back through her history and her heritage, the things that it doesn't like are unattractive vessels. It will voluntarily leave unattractive vessels, but if the choice is no vessel or an unattractive one, it will take an unattractive vessel and then bleed its way through a village, making them more attractive again.
Interesting. So the answer is there hasn't been a peaceful way.
Also,
Yes,
we
I mean,
can't
if somebody
let them-
more attractive steps up and says, hey, I'll be your vessel.
Danny DeVito's out, right? I'm getting Danny DeVito a plane. Be like, look, you need to get out of this city ASAP. We cannot handle you now.
So out of randomly, I think, I guess I could ask my questions first, but let me, no, well, I guess, no, hold on. Randomly in character, Dahlia is going to say, do we know anybody who is extremely attractive, but also has like the strongest will known to humankind and can fight off a mythos and possibly trap a mythos inside of them?
Liam's secretary?
Oh, you're describing me.
Oh. Okay, I have a question. So, is the mythos aware of like cultural because like beauty standards change with eras, and I know mythos must change with the eras. So does that mean this thing is like kind of changes with the times, or are these just like the really bad misogynistic beauty standards which have been entrenched? I don't know. Ben's making a face, so I don't know which.
It's a
if I'm
very,
right
very
or
good
wrong.
comment. I'm
I'm
just thinking what you
confused.
already know about the mythos is that it has jumped from body to body, but that it also collects features on its way.
Okay.
Because some of those people have been seen again after they've been missing.
Oh, they
Are we
have.
saying that what drives Bathory is a motivation to become more beautiful?
Didn't they trap them in a painting?
That is one take on it, yes.
Is there a way that we could cut a deal with Honest John?
Is Honest John hot? I haven't met them.
No, but Honest John removes motivation of people. If Bathory is just a worker at a carnival,
Huh. That,
I mean, Bathory wants to kill, right? I mean,
but if
Murder.
Bathory doesn't want anything,
That's fair. I'm just curious if might we use it for our own uses. I mean, murder is only murder when it's not being paid.
Question slash comment slash concern. If we get Honest John out of the place to get the battery, we can successfully rescue all of the people who are trapped inside of the carnival, but then he's eventually going to come back with a stronger Mythos and himself, but no other people in his crew.
Well, that's the question I guess we have to ask. I love that I'm not even differentiating between if I'm Nick or Nye now, so that's good because I'm shit at voices. Is that something out with John's Tom, whatever the fox's name controlled? My brain.
Honest John.
Honest John. Is that something that Honest John has no control over, or is it intentional? Like, are the people that we saw intentionally quite passive because it serves his purpose? But if we gave him Bathory, would Bathory just become passive, or would John just use Bathory as like a blood making machine?
I will say that
by
I
giving. Oh, sorry.
I will say I saw that the tethers were going towards people while Honest John was talking to them.
Oh, okay. My only concern is just if we give him Bathory, like if he just goes, cool, I now have the best bodyguard ever, and now nobody can touch me. That was my concern.
That's a good concern. Yeah. Like that's what my concern was too. Like all he would have would be this person, but Bathory is strong as fuck.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious.
Bathory?
If only we had someone who was a mythos that had been under his spell and could vouch if they had control of their mythos powers. But for that to be possible, they'd have to admit that they were under Honest John's spell. And that person would have to have a lot of integrity.
We do know that, right?
No, I don't think... Did Liam ever state?
Liam said it outright.
Oh.
Liam has said
that was how we learned about Honest John's
power.
Then
Nick is just really good at passive aggressiveness. A lot better than I thought.
I know, right?
Just doing a bit.
Is that one of his tags?
No, it's not. I wish.
Doing a bit.
Way more effective. All of my tags suck.
Legendary passive aggressiveness.
The more we talk about it, the more I want Bathory.
You cannot have Bathory.
Why not?
Because what you would do with it is probably appalling.
Who's Paul?
Does the individual has to lose their free will when Bathory takes over, right? Because like,
what you mean, like you did when the alchemist? What's your second mythos? Because you've got the relic,
Hermes, the alchemist, and the philosopher's
and you've got
stone.
Hermes, yeah. So, do you lose your free will when Hermes acts?
Kinda, but not entirely. Oh, I don't like that. I actually really don't like that. Bathory's just going, come on, what's a little bit of murder for beauty? And they're going, you know what? You strike a good deal. That's not good.
I
guess what I'm imagining is a possibility of creating a symbiotic relationship with a more reasonable villain.
Oh, okay.
My proposal is this. When I eventually gain power as mayor, my plan is to provide health care for everyone, more egalitarian morality. Millionaires will be heavily taxed, as well as billionaires. Corporations will be pushed out of the narrative.
If Dahlia's in the front seat, she turns and looks at Liam confused as fuck right now.
This is where it's like, I would roll an insight check if that was a thing in this game.
I mean, I can roll a gut feeling and...
Did you not read Liam's campaign platform?
Yeah.
No.
There were not enough pictures, so I was very bored halfway through.
My purpose since the beginning has been to do everything in my power to claim power in order to facilitate the egalitarian and idealistic views that I hold deep within inside the recesses of my heart. The journey requires a subtle and dirty approach. An idealist nor a politician with egalitarian views can ever gain power. It hasn't happened in the world, and it will never happen. So, in order to claim power, I have to be someone that I don't necessarily like. But once we get that power, we can then facilitate changes that will protect and save this city. I can use Bathory to eliminate some of the competition.
Just like every good politician would.
I'm not sure.
I'm loving that
if-
everybody was like, Liam's on an upswing. He's saying good guy
Well,
stuff, and then he's like, give me the Blood Witch and I will rule this city.
When
I am
in-
not sure that Bathory would be suited to those ends.
What-
Sorry.
I
you go,
think
Clive.
we make the attempt.
As far as the thought line of using her for the greater good as a intelligent, decent idea, what I propose is to keep Bathory away from Honest John so that he does not use her against us, as I do not believe she would willingly let us use her as a weapon of sorts.
To be
And
fair,
then-
Honest John only appeared as a threat whenever Liam appeared as a threat to him.
My thought with Bathory is she's in a vessel, as strange and non-biodegradable as it is. I could, if Dahlia and Nick trap her in a better suited vessel, I could in turn trap her in the underworld, where I do not believe she has the ability to escape.
Liam, question.
Yes.
Your mythos.
Mm-hmm.
Has it ever consumed somebody? And what happens to them if it does?
We don't speak on that subject.
I'm speaking on the subject for a purpose.
I know,
Not to
but
judge you, but it's to possibly solve this.
I mean, I think no matter what I do, you will be judging of me forever and always. But me and the Void have made an agreement that we don't meddle in each other's affairs. We help when we can, but when each of us has a desire, we follow that line and we don't talk about it.
Can our mythos talk then?
I mean, I guess I don't know how that works.
I don't fucking
Do we-
either, but my phone
Do we
might.
touch mythos?
Phone.
Across the streams.
I'm still waiting on all these other answers for my phone, but like, scratch those for a second. How do two mythos talk to each other?
I feel like you've got like the equivalent of like, you know, bookmarks or like, you know, extra pages
There's
on,
like
on a
17
computer.
tabs
Yeah.
open with different questions.
Your poor little spider mythos has got like all of her legs on different things. It's like I'm just pull them up like, oh, okay, I have to answer that and that and that. And that.
You just hear that dial-up tone.
All right, let's split this out a little bit into some individual thoughts and sort of round table a collective solution. I don't know, maybe. I'm borrowing a little bit from Blades in the Dark here, and I'm thinking this is like a gather information moment, isn't it, really? Where we can all pick up a little bit of something and then decide what to do with it. Because at the minute, the suggestions and ideas are coming in thick and fast. And we're heading into that RPG territory where we spend 3.5 hours planning our attack on the castle.
It is what happens when you're drinking at Nick's bar. Is you end up talking more about what you
About
could be doing
castles?
than what you actually do.
Yeah.
Castles get brought up quite a lot as well. Weirdly enough, I think
Yeah.
it's that
Nick's
Arthur
bar
guy
is
down
the actual
road.
void. What?
Yeah, it's like, why do I keep talking about raiding castles here? Let's.
I did get a Yelp review that says, "A man, I would so much prefer being in the endless void of misery than this place." 2 stars though, better than 1.
So if we
I feel like. Go ahead. Sorry.
if we break it down, we've got what seems to me is 3 main options. One of them we haven't talked about at all, which is it possible to destroy the mythos?
I think I discovered it wasn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't
think-
possible for you. I don't know if it would be possible for a different mythos to,
Fair.
because you were just in the
Googles.
spider web.
New tab. Is it?
Okay,
But
so
the
destroy.
other options would be containment, and actually we have several sub options of
Yep,
how to
if I could
contain.
split my finger off into several fingers, I'd do that for you. But
Do it. Come on, do it, you coward.
no, I just want.
2
Go razor
and then
that.
5.
Oh, that's smart. Okay.
And the third option?
Actually, I realized halfway through that
Third option is
The-
working with her.
Yeah, third option is letting someone be taken over by that mythos that we can
Yeah.
trust. Which, if Nick's kind of going with what, well, Nikki said, but assuming Dahlia said it, if to do that, we would either need to find someone who is so incredibly attractive by modern standards that Bathory would not complain, but who also has an iron constitution will, who would be able to resist the temptation to be more beautiful. Because I feel like Bathory is that kind of mythos. It's like you can have so much more. It's like, I'm a 10 though. You could be an 11. The scale goes that high. It is when you're with me. Or vice versa. We just find someone who's like, you know, a bit more sketch. And but we can kind of trust that they'll be sketchy in our favor, you know what I mean? I guess I think was what I got near the end there with Liam.
this would be the point where since Liam is less forthcoming, Oren would be, all that I know is hide just destroys. I have never been able to gain control. And if Bathory is anything like that, I don't know if anyone would be capable of containing her.
The void says, we can eat her.
But what
Oh.
would that do?
No
Would it get
idea.
rid of her? Would it trap her? Would it make you more powerful?
Or would it hurt the void?
The
Or the-
void says it can't be hurt. In terms of power, who knows? I don't think the void really is into the distribution of power. A black hole doesn't gain power when it sucks in a planet. It just is.
Does it not become
So
bigger?
there aren't 3 branches of black hole.
Sure. I don't know. It was just a comparison. I've never gotten more powerful by the void sucking anything in. In terms of
Liam.
killing or capturing, who knows? I don't know. I just know they never get out. And sometimes I hear their screams when I dream.
Comforting. Nick.
Can the... Okay, I think I have a plan, mostly. And I want to pitch it to everyone. Probably. Okay. I say we go with the first part which we know, which is the separate and contain. And then I think I know somebody who could be the vessel. And I think we should use a person.
No, we need to know who.
But if I tell you who, you might not like that person.
It's even more reason for me to know who.
All that I want the audience to know is that we are all laughing for not Nye's plan.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It would also be fine if you're laughing at the plan as well. It's okay.
I might have turned into a teenager when Liam said sucking.
Yes, that.
There's a lot of sucking involved.
I never got more powerful for the void sucking, and I just started giggling. I'll admit it.
Okay, just let me finish the plan, and then we
Sorry.
can maybe. No, not you, Nikki. I was saying because your Dali was asking Nick about who it was, and Nick's like, let me just finish the plan, and then we can maybe talk about who the person is. So, so we get that person. They get taken over by Bathory, and if Bathory is cool, then we're all good. And if Bathory's not cool, then Mitch, Chompy
Liam.
Chomp. No, Liam. I mean, I don't know who this Mitch is. I've had a long day.
Yeah, I'll suck
Liam
it.
can. Sorry, choked on my own bullshit. It happens sometimes, folks. Yeah. So yeah, and Liam can just do the chompy chomp with the void on the person, and then that fixes it. And then that would get rid of it all. And if it works out, then we don't have to do that. Or we could just put them in this mason jar I have and bury them somewhere.
Who is this person? Now that you finished your statement? I'm a psychologist. You think I'm going to forget to ask the question?
They are a person of reasonable attractiveness, so that shouldn't upset Bathory.
Danny DeVito's already gone. You can't get to him.
I wasn't suggesting Danny DeVito. He was my number 3.
I would
tell him
not.
that.
And I would not suggest the police officer either.
They were going to be my number 5.
Nick, who is this person?
We'll have to turn the car around.
No, it's... Wait, we're still in the car? Oh, shit.
I thought you were in the secret underground base.
Yeah,
by
we're
now.
in the secret base.
Yeah, secret underground base.
So, hypothetically...
Blair will still turn the car.
That's true. Yeah.
Hypothetically, we don't know what would happen if there was another mythos inhabiting the body while the Bathory is there. So hypothetically, if someone had a mythos that made them immune to poison and they ingested a lot of poison, Bathory would have to keep that mythos alive, otherwise the body then would immediately die. So my reasoning was we just gotta find someone who can ingest a large amount of poison without dying, and then Bathory's fucked. She has to at least cooperate.
Except you do know what happens if a mythos carrying person ingests another mythos, because it's happened.
Oh, do they
Hasn't it,
become
Nikki?
a new mythos?
When one mythos consumes another mythos, I mean, there's no fixed answer on what actually happens, but we kind of winged it a little bit, and that's how the rift of the fates
Dahlia did
became the rift of
I forgot.
the tapestry. A little bit of Arachne thrown in,
Oops.
because the fates ate the Spider Queen.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. But you do know that happens. Sorry, that's probably something that was worth bearing in mind, that you have seen mythoi combine in a single person.
Okay, so
Nick, are you suggesting that you consume the Bathory?
I mean, I was hoping I'd find someone else who was immune to poison, but that was an option, yes. I mean, if I found another mythos who could eat a lot of potassium nitrate that I have back here, totally would go for them over me. But I have yet to find a person who could do that. Potassium nitrate's poisonous. I've just not pulled that out my ass. That you can't eat potassium nitrate, can you?
I wouldn't want to. It's kind of fertilizery.
Yeah, I thought so.
But yeah, it's also poisonous.
Okay,
I mean, anything
that's-
is in the kind of quantities that you're talking about.
That's also fair, yeah. I mean, I could just go for cyanide. So yeah,
think-
sorry, I had to... find someone.
Iocane powder.
There we go. Yeah, so it wouldn't work. If it doesn't work, then Nick's totally fine because he doesn't like that plan. But that's his reasoning. Is if we can talk to Bathory, then and if it doesn't work out, I have backup plans?
My concern with the mythos devouring the mythos is that's I think that's what I did.
Well, not
Accidentally.
developing, just cohabiting.
But that's
I don't think that's possible.
when
I
I
mean-
tried to save the fates, I became different. And that mythos was no more.
Just like I would assume that at one point Jekyll and Hyde were two separate mythos.
Which makes me concerned if we have Liam's void consume it.
Yeah,
Does it
no,
go into the void and disappear, or does it
yeah,
make
that's
Liam
Nick's
stronger?
thought as well. That's why he's vouching for himself to do it.
I feel as if the void could overpower the Bathory, without a doubt. I feel as if the void, if we were to have someone devour the Bathory, the void would be the best bet, because that would devour the Bathory fully and leave no trace.
Do we have to devour Bathory? I still... Okay, maybe Nye needs a fresher. So we can have multiple mythos in one individual. Is it just the feeling that Bathory's not going to want to share? That this
The mythos
is going to...
can also be like a whole identity package that comes with it. So looking at your individual mythoi, your mythos, the only mythos you have is Hermes.
Does the Philosopher's Stone not
The
count?
Philosopher's Stone is yours by ownership. It's not a part of you. The others have
Oh.
a single mythos that empowers all of their mythic abilities. So the call of the void, not the void itself, remember. Mitch's mythos, Liam's mythos, not Mitch's mythos.
That's a completely different one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally different. But Liam's mythos is the call of the void. It's the impetus to jump. It's the will to challenge yourself to take that final step. It's not the actual void itself. The closest thing you've got to the void would be the Ferris wheel with the black hole,
But we don't know.
which is why
What?
Liam got more powerful close to it.
Gotcha.
And perhaps it would be possible for someone else to destroy this mythos. That's something we need to find out.
All right, let's do some gathering information stuff then.
because we're going in
What?
circles
Everybody,
first.
give me like a thing you want to know, and we will think of a way for you to find out that thing.
Well, did Dahlia and Nick not have to do the whole can we separate? Because we still have to do, like, I know we've been talking about what we're going to do, but we still have to remove it from the styrofoam and
That is true,
contain
yes.
it. Yeah, so do we need to do that, or can we do something else?
Well, what do you want to do? What does Nick want to do? What's Nick's investigation going to follow up on? Can I eat it?
Well, Nick has a different feeling than what I think would be helpful. That's the problem.
Right.
'Cause he has a bad idea, and they've only worked out swimmingly thus far. So,
But what would you do to gather further information on a next step to take?
so
You hear the call, right?
no, well, yeah, but it's two things. One is something that God told Nick, which is that reminding him the Philosopher's Stone isn't his; it's just his by ownership. And then Oren keeps going on about finding someone who can destroy it. So Nick's thinking that the only person that he could think of would be whoever gave him the stone. But again, that takes forever to do. So that's why I'm saying it's not going to work, because he can't just find that person in one investigation. So that's why I think it's not going to be helpful, because it would just be like, cool, you've got 8 more weeks that you don't have to find this person. So go everyone else before me.
All right,
Because I'm still thinking. Sorry, everyone, for wasting time.
Let's start with Oren.
Can't
then.
waste time in a TTRPG.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's all, deep character stuff. This is good stuff. It's content gold, man. Content gold. What would Oren
This
like
isn't a
to
shopping episode.
do? Yeah. We haven't
don't
spent the
tempt me.
entire thing buying an elephant.
Oh, that's legendary. You can never talk shit about the elephant episode. It was too.
What would Oren do to try and brainstorm a solution?
Orn would be thinking of, places to research, like books to look up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Oren's not a very spur of the moment type thinker.
Which is fair. Your bookshop is nearby and attached by these tunnels,
Yeah.
so it's not difficult for you to go and look some stuff up and be like, guys, I'll be back in an hour. Just going to go and hit the books.
Basically.
So when you hit the books, what do you want to investigate?
If it's possible to destroy a mythos.
Okay. So make your investigate roll. Roll plus power. So what tags do you want to throw at this?
Let's see. Probably Dark Sorceress.
Mm-hmm.
I can find the answer.
To fit in
And
one.
library access.
Yeah, they all work.
Okay, that's 12.
12. Good lord. All right, so you get none of the negatives then. And you get clues equal to your power. So you put 3 in, so you get 3 clues. Specific things you want to ask. 1, can a mythos be destroyed? Not completely. A mythos can be consumed, subsumed, or transformed. But they can't be
Okay.
destroyed per se.
Transformed.
Yes. That's
That's-
what happened with Dahlia.
Okay. Then,
Dahlia has black eyes now. Sometimes.
if subsuming is the option, is there a way to determine a hierarchy?
Stronger mythos would be needed. You'd be looking at potentially something of at least, you have 3 at the minute, Mythoi, don't you?
Yeah.
Your Dahlia might be able to swing it with your 3 Mythoi. It depends on how many Mythoi Bathory has.
Okay.
What you already know about her. You know that she's used blood tendrils and a blood shield, which probably expression, yeah?
Yeah.
And you know that she's able to steal people's energy and features, so probably subversion. But you don't know what happened to her after you beat her into paste. It's possible that when she lost her body, she may have lost another Logos. So she may have as much mythos as you and Dahlia, which would kind of put her on even footing with you. So if you were to try and absorb her, it would very much be a battle of wills. If you were to try and do it solo.
Are you saying that
I mean,
a mythos could be subsumed by multiple?
deep in this book of sorcery, you find a spell that was quite clearly written by an absolute mad person. Truly deranged, insane depths of madness spell that purports to be able to
Sorry.
a message just popped up on everybody's screen going, Nick wrote this?
And the best part is I was clicked off the Zoom call, so I didn't even see that.
Yeah, there is a spell in one of these books that purports to be able to kill a god and share its power among its worshippers.
Oh. Okay. That was my third, right?
Yeah, that was your lot. You do have a spell that could rip the mythos apart into its components.
Okay. I will come back with that.
All right. What's Blair going to do?
Blair is going to search the underworld for any clues or advice from the wandering souls. If they are...
All right, I am going to need you to either face danger or quit holding back.
Quit holding back.
Okay. Now, this is not a super deadly stop holding back. This isn't an ultimate, but this is a no return.
Mm-hmm. So she is going to try and find any wandering souls that have dealt with this sort of...
Because you've got to go a long way into the underworld to find them, but they're there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you roll plus Logos.
So that's plus 2?
Because you have 2 Logos, yeah.
Okay. Plus 2. That would be 14.
Oh! Astronomical!
Wow.
You push yourself deep into the underworld. You're heading back into mythic bits of the underworld. You can see the palace of Hades. You're that far in. And you pull up, and there's a couple of spirits sat around having a chat. Very, very old spirits, distinctly Grecian-looking garb. They see you pull up, and they sort of look at you. Ferryman?
I need answers. Advice, mostly. I'm dealing with a individual that is dangerous. Possibly more dangerous than others would realize. I need to know if you or your compatriots have ever slain a foe that does not keep a body once that body is destroyed, that can move from host to host. If you know of anything to either capture or debilitize them enough to be dealt with.
But they actually kind of chuckle to each other, give each other a bit of a gentle ribbing. And one of them says, "And what year is it that you ask this for?" What year is it in the mortal realm? It's hard to keep track down here.
It would be modern, correct, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the year 2022.
One of them swears, slaps a bag of jingling metal down on the table. The others kind of laugh, and another one picks it up and says, "Told you. They can't even go 3,000 years. Guaranteed." So the first one that spoke to you says, Tartarus. It's the only inescapable prison. You want to throw something in where it'll never get out. That's the place it needs to go. But this is the underworld. There is always a way out. Isn't that right, Orpheus? And the youngest one of the three of them nods sagely.
Blair will smile and nod and kind of ponder for a moment on Tartarus.
The Titans have been there for 10,000 years, 12,000, many, many thousands of years.
It's hard to say. Time is kind of wibbly wobbly down here.
And time worked different in those days.
Mm. She will thank them for their answers and their advice. And it was Orpheus that gave her the answers, correct?
Yeah. No, it wasn't Orpheus that gave her the answers. Orpheus was the one at the back that didn't talk much. It was the older fella that was giving you all the answers.
Who would that have been?
Plato.
Can I tell? Plato?
Plato.
Blair will smile and, in payment of his information, she will offer one of her coins.
Thank you. You also need to burn all of the power tags for one of your themes. So you need to pick a theme and mark fade or crack to it. Probably the cab, to be honest, because this is pretty much going to burn it out for the journey. But if you wanted to pick a different one, that is okay too.
Would it make sense to burn routine?
Yeah, you can't really go back to your normal life once you've been this far in.
Would that be enough to flip it?
How do you mean? No, it won't be enough to flip it, but it will burn all the tags and mark crack on, not fade on it, sorry.
Okay.
If you have 3 points of fade, then that would be enough to flip it.
Okay. I will burn all of my points in routine. All my bits of routine. So burned. And one fade.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, so that's Blair tied up for that little bit. What's Liam and Dahlia going to get up to? There was some talk of having the Mythoi have a conversation. That's certainly an option.
Yeah, but there's really no point right now. I think Liam has an opportunity, as he's thinking, for his ultimate goals to be slowly pushed forward. And while this has been an entertaining side quest to that, the fact that the opportunity might slip through his fingers is very frustrating for him. So he wants to figure out a way that he can at least use this individual for a few moments, either to suck away the beauty that allows her to kill, or I don't know, trying to figure out how to use her in these moments to eliminate some opposition as well.
Okay.
It'd be lovely.
What do you actually want to try and do? Is this a mythos thing? Is this a logos thing?
I think it's a little bit of both, because I think the struggle, his logos never satisfied, which never backs down from what he wants and such, as well as On the Edge. I think for this, like, people are always afraid to use and do things. For him, he sees an opportunity here, and damned be the consequences. It's time to fucking jump, right? It's time to jump.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I can think of a lot of good tags.
I can only think that take the risk is
the
I
think that's
to roll.
perfect. Mwah. Mwah, mwah.
Because whatever it is, it sounds like it's going to be pretty devastating.
Yeah, devastating and beautiful. The tags I want to implore are never back down, the discontent, push to uncertainty. He doesn't know exactly how things are going to go. He knows a general area he wants to point, but he's kind of relying on the void, or the call of the void, which has been calling him for some time. And now he's like, okay, I'm going to answer it fully in this moment, but I need you to, when I jump, I want it to be good. I want it to be amazing.
I'll allow it.
Yes. And I could burn one, right?
You could burn one to get you an auto 9 and then roll.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to burn Never Back Down. Never back down. It's like a Taylor Swift
And then you
song.
roll. If you get better than a 9, great. And if you don't, it will automatically default to a 9.
All right. Please, Satan, help me out.
That's not your mythos.
Yeah, but I'm a
Interesting
politician. Yeah, like, I feel like we're just, Satan's always there. 14.
I'm going to come back to you on that and let
That's
the
fair.
back
yeah.
part of my brain do some processing while I find out what Dahlia wants to do.
Dahlia has asked a lot of questions to her phone.
You have, and I have forgotten some of them because there were a lot of them.
So have I. To be fair. Well, we were one of the questions we answered already, which was what happens if a mythos consumes another mythos, which we already know that because I've done it as Dahlia. I think the second question was, I don't remember any of the other questions, honestly.
It's okay if you think of anything new that replaces them because it might not be new. It might be one of the original questions. Just popping back in for a visit.
It might be. I think her biggest concern is anybody getting too powerful from this.
Yeah.
Or the Bathory taking over somebody. Because it's been suggested that it shares the body with someone, it be consumed by someone, it be blah, blah, blah. And I don't know ultimately what would happen. We're being told that if it's consumed by the call of the void or the void, nothing will happen. But who's to say that that void doesn't belong to Honest John? And then Honest John gains the power of the Bathory either way.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the question would be, can I figure out where that void goes or belongs to?
That is a very open question. I think you might be able to if you were to stretch your power a little. So I think this would be taking a risk because you're basically going to have to dangle fate over the void to try and tease out some answers. So if you're prepared to take the risk, 10 plus, you will somehow find out.
Okay. This is the same scene, right?
Yes.
Gut feeling?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trusting your gut in plumbing the void.
Probable fate?
Yeah.
calming demeanor because I don't think I used it earlier, and I'm trying to.
I don't think calming demeanor is. Shh, it's okay, Black Hole. It's okay. I don't think that's gonna save you here.
Can't get under my skin to stop the void from getting
Yeah,
to me.
okay, yeah. I'll allow
Okay.
that because you've been needled by the void so much.
So I don't want to ask this question, but if the void has been an issue for me, does trauma reenactment become a problem for my weakness?
I don't think the void has been a traumatic issue for you. It's been like
Okay.
because it's more of a Liam-based irritation than an actual trauma.
Yeah, hold on. I'm the call. Me and the void. Like, there's the void. There's the
You're
call.
the call of the
there's
void. I'm
the,
talking about the void.
Okay,
Yeah, there's
all
no
right.
way
I-
Dahlia would have done this without your call of the void being so active so long.
That's fair. He is very active. It's
I gotta-
because she's so in love with him.
No, I got a 13.
You got a 13. Right, what was the full question again? I know both of us are not the best at remembering questions here.
Who controls the void that is in the Ferris wheel? And I guess the question is,
Gotcha.
as much as possible.
Yes. So on a 13, you get this
yeah.
weird kind of vision where you're under the sea. And there's a deep sea vent.
Just
Under the water, bubbling up, these weird nutrients and clouds and heat. And all around it, there are these little scurrying creatures just scuttling around this vent. And every so often, a bigger one comes along and it munches a couple of the others. And then that vision is kind of overlaid over the carnival a little bit. The two sort of fade in and out of transparency with one another. And you realise that the Ferris wheel is like that undersea vent. It's a place of power itself. And bottom-feeding creatures gather around it. It draws things in, but it itself has no morals, ethics, feelings. It's not owned or controlled. It simply is. And it looks like Honest John has set up shop around it like an opportunistic bottom feeder
Gotcha.
to make the most of all of the little nibbly things that get pulled in.
I feel that's too cruel to bottom feeding organisms. They don't deserve to be compared to Honest John. They do an important sea service. He just cons people into becoming donkeys.
He's a metaphorical bottom feeder, not an actual bottom
Oh,
feeder.
okay. I was feeling bad. I was about to ask, like, are they trilobites? Because that would be really like, oh, this is an old. I was the mythos before there were mythos. Oh, that just sounds snooty.
So yeah, that's your answer right there, is that nobody owns the void.
So the void is
Because the void is so powerful, it kind of goes straight to Avatar every time.
Can someone control the void?
Very briefly, maybe, if they're lucky.
Okay.
Please
I
destroy
want
this
you to
fudge.
know
Please
Under
destroy
the
this
Sea
fudge.
has
Please
just
destroy this
been
fudge.
looping in my head.
Same.
Everything's better down where it's wetter.
That's what she said.
Nick! What is Nick
Yes.
going to do?
Can I just talk to someone? Like, can I just have a conversation with someone?
Yes.
Can I have a conversation with Dahlia?
I don't see why not.
Okay. Does that take up my turn? It's okay if it does. I just am curious. I don't want to take up more time.
Not entirely.
Okay,
Let's
then-
see what you get and how long
Okay.
it takes.
Hey, Dahlia, wait. Why do you look like you've just been staring off into a deep sea crevice?
Because I've been staring off into a deep sea crevice.
Oh, okay. I'm getting better at reading people's staring faces.
You really are. That was actually pretty spot on. That's actually pretty impressive.
Oh, okay.
Did you know the
thank
void goes to a deep sea location that nobody can control?
Huh. I didn't know that.
I didn't
I guess
either
that
until
makes
just now.
sense though, because like they say that we know more about the surface of the moon than we know about the surface of the ocean floor, which is that's kind of wild to me. So
Yes.
I was kind of thinking about like life stuff. And I was kind of thinking how we used to be friends and we've kind of not been the best of friends because of like secrets and stuff. So I was kind of wanting to share the secret that I didn't want to share with you, but I figured since we might be coming to some kind of ephemeral conclusion, it would be appropriate to share said secret with you.
Was that ephemeral or femoral?
Yes.
Ben, I struggle so much with speaking.
No, that was
just
a clever
in
play on
general.
words. That's the whole point.
Thank you. Oh, I thought
you were
it was
making a
just my
really clever
accent.
play on words.
No, that's just my accent.
Oh.
There are words I can't
Right, we'll
say.
cut that bit out so everybody thinks that it was a really clever play on words when this hits YouTube, though, yeah?
Oh, that'd be dangerous, Ben. Then they'd be thinking I'm clever. Ooh.
Can't have that.
Yeah. So,
Dolly is a little confused that like we drew further apart. She's like,
yeah, we kind of did. Remember, you asked why I quit being a doctor. I dropped out of medical school and spent my entire remaining life savings on a pub that has the name Cock in it.
well, that didn't
And
mean
my
I
only
didn't.
friends are drunken sailors who aren't sailors.
It doesn't mean I'm not your friend. I was concerned.
Yeah, but okay.
Most people who
sorry.
quit school, it's for a very bad reason. So I was concerned.
That's fair. I guess I felt bad because you were concerned for me. So I felt like I didn't want to spend as much time because I felt guilty about making you feel bad.
You don't have to feel guilty for anything like that.
Yeah, well,
What?
you
what were
haven't found out the reason why I quit medical school.
Okay, well, why did you quit medical school?
So it would have been my second semester, and I woke up.
This is a flashback.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. No, there is actually a mechanic for flashbacks.
Oh shit! Really?
yeah.
Awesome.
You've got a flashback. Okay. See how this goes. You may get some juice or a clue based off of it. Excellent.
Or I'm just gonna be really sad and make
Or
everyone
you'll
else
just
sad.
be really sad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I found this, and he jangles the charm bracelet. It wasn't a charm bracelet. That was my own design. It was actually just a big lump of rock, but I said I couldn't carry around. And I didn't know what it was. And, I was still not the full Nick that you see before you, so I hadn't really worked out, what all this is, all the stuff we do with the
I mean,
digging
to
up
be
corpses and
fair,
and-
I realized put two and two together like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So
yeah. Anyway, so I didn't really know what I had on my hands, and then, luck would have it, we're kind of looking at a sick patient, and I just kind of am there, and they're saying like, okay, well, you check this part of their body, or you ask them this question, and it made him better. Just by like going over and saying, oh, I think he's got a sore leg, and the guy was like, oh, my leg feels better. And it took me a while. I mean, I also ended up turning some chicken nuggets into actual gold nuggets, which may have triggered that the Philosopher's Stone was a Philosopher's Stone. However, the leg thing was what I'm rambling because I'm avoiding the problem. Anyway, so I may have slightly cheated a bit through college, university, may have made some people better through the use of the stone, which I know isn't a bad thing. And then I couldn't make them better.
stone stopped working
No,
in that way.
No. I got a bit too good at it. Turns out, when you're giving CPR to a geriatric individual, trying to make their heart better is not the smart thing. You should just do the staying alive routine. And he died. And that freaks me the fuck out. Because that wasn't the stone. That was me. And that's why I brought up the thing with Bathory. Because I think the mythos don't have as much control over us as we like to think. I think the mythos just tap into a part of ourselves which we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't very popular. I know that's a shot that okay, I'm not even going to try and be bashful. That's not surprising. I was not popular. But
You have 4 friends now
I
that
know.
all care significantly about you.
I know. I'm not downplaying the importance of your friendship with me. I just
I know.
want to try and not justify, because I still feel pretty bad, because I basically killed someone. But what I'm trying to say is that I think what the stone was trying to do was to give me what I wanted, but obviously getting everything you want isn't healthy. Or rather, getting everything you want at the cost of... Well, I don't know what the cost is. I don't know what the cost of using this thing is. Like, when I turned her into styrofoam, maybe I've just killed someone. The stone made me popular and successful, and it looked like I was going to become one of those doctors who makes like $1 bajillion. But in doing so, I think I ruined people's lives. And I don't think it's the stone's fault. Actually, I know it's not the stone's fault, it's my fault. And that's what I'm thinking with Bathory. I think Bathory as a mythos is bad, but I don't think it's just the mythos. I think that the Bathory maybe pushes them, like with Liam. I don't think Liam is a bad person, and I don't think the Void is a bad thing. I just think that the two together make it easier for bad things to happen. And like with your I know you don't like when I refer to it as the cocooning, but when you hatch from your cocoon, I don't think you're any less of Dahlia when you were before, but I don't think that it's hard to think sometimes. I feel like we're more than just people who are inhabited by weird mythological things. And I think the mythological things are more than just superpowers. I think sorry.
That's fair. And an ununderstandable assumption.
So I think whenever I look at the stone, I don't think the stone is bad. I think it just brought out my worst qualities. And I'm scared that no matter what we do with Bathory, we're avoiding the obvious question that maybe Bathory isn't the evil one. It just encourages the evil inside us.
Well, first, I would like to emphasize that I do not think you are a bad person for the actions of what happened. You were trying to help people the entire time. Never did you once think, I'm sure, you know what would be great if I hurt someone? You thought, I want to help someone. You thought you were doing what was best, and you had no reason to know otherwise. So don't look at it like that. I think perhaps it was a good call to leave medical school now that I understand the full depth of it. Because you were playing with fire, or are playing with fire.
I want to find someone more responsible. When I don't know. I kind of am waiting. I don't want to be like an old monk, like when I'm 50. No, that's an unfair joke. I'm not gonna make that joke. That's ageist. I apologize. I don't want to be like 1,000 years old waiting for someone to take this rock, but it's got to be someone who Oh boy, this is going to be an impossible request, but it's got to be someone who's not going to be led astray. And I think I could be led astray.
I
And
think everybody
if I,
could be led astray.
yeah, I know. That's why I've not given it to any of you guys. I love you guys. I die for you guys, but I would not trust you with this. I know that Liam would make gold bars every single day.
Yeah.
Fun fact, just I guess to kind of move away from the serious stuff, the IRS super does not love when you just start making gold all of a sudden. I had to learn that the hard way. That's the other reason why I was able to buy a bar with no credentials. I literally just gave the guy like all the golden bars I'd made, but they were from chocolate bars. So, because you have to have something of equal weight and value, and I can't find a material that looks identical to gold bars. I'm rambling now because I'm reminiscing, and that makes me sad. So, I guess that's my coping mechanism.
Really quick. Do me one favor though.
Okay.
Please do not go looking for who gave this to you.
Ooh. Wait, why? Like,
I've seen a lot of things from a lot of people, and I don't know exactly who it is, and all I do know is if you hand this to someone, if you hand it to the person who gave this to you, you are not going to have a good end. And I don't want that. Perhaps it needs to go to somebody else. I don't know, but I saw this. I thought it was a dream, but it felt too real. And now that I know that I see fates, it kind of is starting to click together that maybe this is a premonition of some sort.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. That definitely saves a lot of problems in the future then, because that was gonna be a plan, because I kind of wanted to meet the person who had this before me, especially since I got these and you pull the Polaroids out. Like, I mean, I don't know, but like these are quite. You're quite a little handy thing, aren't you?
So at this point, Oren probably shows back up to share their information.
I do want to also share,
like this to his wrist.
While they've been having complex character moments, I was looking up how you say Ian DeCasker, because basically Nick is Ian DeCasker. Like, he is Leopold Fitz from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Yeah. There we know. We know who's playing you in the film now.
Yep.
And well, this is Blair's just probably back and just like in the back, just watching quietly,
making a coffee.
Yeah.
Listening without anybody knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, we could divide the parts of Bathory.
Oh.
Which would make it possible for us to take in the mythos without as much danger, but it's dangerous magic.
Wait, so we get like a fifth of a mythos each?
I don't know if I could split it more than 3 ways.
But it's still a mythos, right, when you take it? So... Well,
but it would be weaker than the mythos we already possess.
Okay.
Does anybody have a danger sensey type thing that might kick in?
I have just lucky, I guess, which is used for like just stepping out of the way at the right moment and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not it.
And gut feeling.
Knowing
Nick
where people
has-
are destined to be.
Nick has understanding. It's useless. I've never used understanding because I've never had to talk to
Okay,
anyone.
no, that's cool. No, that's fine.
Gut
Continue.
feeling doesn't
Sorry, my
count.
bad.
Oh well. Okay, this is I guess a question that oh god, I hate when I have to break character to just ask a basic question because I'm dumb. What? So, do we in this world have some understanding of people with multiple mythos? Like, does somebody with one mythos and someone with two mythos, are they noticeably different, or is it impossible to tell unless
It's
you have
more
a
that
power?
there are aspects of the mythos that can be quantified. So we know that when Dahlia came back, she was different and changed because her mythos was different and changed. She was further removed from human and more mythic.
How many mythos do we all have? Because two.
Well, 3 total, but 2 in the.
You
Yeah,
can,
Yeah.
I'm
no,
at 2.
Dahlia's got 3.
Well, 3 types,
Yes.
but 2
Well,
separate
but specifically
beings.
mythos, because if I remember correctly, if you get 4,
Yeah, you become an
stop-
avatar
Yeah, okay.
of that mythos and you stomp off to take over the world as an immortal super being of pure thatness.
Also, quick out of character question. Is all of the mythology of this world 100% to the mythology of our world?
Not 100%, no.
I also actually
It's
noticed-
close
okay.
enough, but
I
that means
did
that I
read
can
the
make
book.
mistakes.
Well, also
That
I
is
read-
fair. I needed to know that for something that Blair might talk about.
I actually know this bit because it's the one part of the book I remember reading, which is while mythos can follow the rules, they can also subvert them, and so you can have
Okay.
mythoi who don't follow their own mythos. So like, haha, you're the big bad wolf. I just need to be in a brick house, and the big bad wolf goes, "That's fucking stupid. Everyone lives in a brick house." Ah, that is fair. In hindsight, also, I'm like, I don't know, man. A taxi driver. I don't know anyone who wouldn't be in a brick house. Never mind. The joke has fallen apart. But yes, that's what I remember reading. I think specifically to stop players from feeling trapped.
Yeah.
As like, well, I'm Achilles. I have to get thwacked in the heel to be defeated. Or
Also,
something
you
like
can't
that.
split a mythos 5 ways if there's only 4 of you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is there not 5?
Oren,
ways?
Nick, Dahlia, and Blair are
Like-
in the Rum Runners tunnels, and Nick is not.
What?
He was
Wait,
there
you
when
mean
you were
Liam?
having that Liam. Yeah.
Oh, thank God!
Not
I was
Nick,
going to say,
Liam.
holy shit! What happened?
Like,
Yeah.
who have I been talking to this
Who have
entire
I been
time?
talking to?
Oh.
Liam's not there. You realise that when you kind of come up for air a little bit and you're having this, I found out some stuff, and Blair's there.
Well, that's its own problem. Holy shit! We need to find Liam.
Walk and talk. We need to find him.
Okay.
Can I look
Yeah.
for his fate line?
His fate line is attached to a picture on the floor next to the styrofoam lady.
Oh, he's nabbed the styrofoam lady.
No, the styrofoam lady's there.
Oh,
And there's a picture with a much younger Liam and a beautiful woman and 2 young girls. Like a lovely family picture of the
Nick
4 of
shakes the
them all
styrofoam
together.
woman.
And there's some blood smeared on the picture. And that's the
What?
strongest connection to Nick that there is, to
Does-
Liam that there is right now.
does the styrofoam lady make a sloshing noise when I shake her?
Less of a sloshing noise than she did earlier.
I apologize, everyone. That's a very strange statement that is definitely going to get clipped and used out of context. I have no power over that now.
There is
So-
less in the styrofoam person than there was earlier.
Oh shit!
I do.
Oh shit! Actually, like, is there a crack? Like, is there damage to? Because
Yep.
like, oh fuck! I've got to turn this person back into a person. where's the damage?
How does it? Yeah, what type of damage does it look like?
Because if it's like a
Somebody
big crack,
purposely
I don't
did
know
it?
how I'm meant to fix that.
To be fair, it looks like somebody's poked a finger in its butthole.
How on brand for Liam.
Okay, that's. I'm still a bit
Evasive.
concerned what's gonna happen if I turn a person back to like that, but I guess we'll have to cross that bridge when it comes.
I pick up the picture.
Yeah, that's got Nick's identity attached. Liam's
You
identity
keep saying
attached. I
Nick.
keep saying Nick. I'm looking at you're in the middle of my screen and it says Nick right
Ah.
there. So that's why.
Apologies.
Yeah, Liam's identity appears to be attached to this picture.
Why does the fate line go to the picture? Why?
The Mythos line doesn't anymore.
Where does the Mythos line go?
Mythos line is leading out the door and away through town.
Hey Dahlia, remember how I said I don't think the mythos are evil? They just bring out the worst in us. I'm thinking this is Liam's worst.
And
So the Mythos is running away. Liam is trapped in a picture. I think.
So did this all happen while Dahlia and Nick were having a
Yeah.
conversation there?
Yeah. I feel bad now. I really shouldn't have had that conversation.
In fairness, the 14 on, not a 14, sorry, the roll on the sneak around, which was done in quiet, was
That's fair.
successful, and the picture is the result of it not being entirely successful. And there are all kinds of consequences attached.
No, that's totally fair. Nye thinks it's amazing, but Nick is flabbergasted.
Motherfucker.
He drank the blood out of her bum. And I'm saying that
Wow,
because-
there's an assumption to make.
no, he gets that assumption because he's a
Fair.
stinker.
Fair.
can I tell where he's destined to be?
His destiny is all over the place right now. As near as you can tell, he's here and he's dead. As near as you can tell, he's an old man 60 years from now and he's dead. He's in the carnival last week and he's dead. He's being shot on the steps of City Hall in 6 years' time and he's dead. Like dozens of Liam's
Turn
deaths.
him into a rubber duck for this.
Just
He's
crowding in
rubber
on
duck
you.
Potion.
With so many of Liam's that are dead, are there any that are alive? That I can tell.
It seems like there's one that's not quite dead yet, but is going to its death. And it's making
Oh.
a beeline for the black hole.
I was about to say, man, Blair has like the most downer fortune telling. There, remembered. It's your Chiron. So yeah, you're not exactly meeting the most sunny people.
I think I know where he's going.
His
As
Mythos
she-
is going
as-
that way, so we need to get both of them, I think.
As Blair's like sipping her coffee over Nick's shoulder. I think we need to go
Okay,
and collect our friend before he takes a trip to the void.
just so we're all on the same page, we all think that Liam just ingested Bathory and made a break for it to look younger and hotter.
Possibly.
Which is ridiculous because he was already fairly attractive. I didn't want to say it while he was here because his ego would not deflate. But
I
I'm
appreciate
just saying. Oh, he is getting all the tellings off.
Right,
This is
so-
not what best friends do.
What does everybody want to do? I'm going to look at Oren first. Do you have a plan or an idea or a concept for what you would want to do at this point? Because I know that, like, Nick and Blair will just pile in the taxi and chase off.
It's not so much an idea as I definitely feel like this would set off Hyde
Okay. Yeah, that's fun too.
because it is a huge betrayal.
Yeah, lots of fun. We like Hyde.
Well,
No,
Everybody
Oh, no, wait, the other
everybody
thing.
run, everybody get the fuck out.
Hyde has
Nope,
their
grabbing.
strengths.
Nick, grab the styrofoam. I grab the picture. Everybody fucking run right now, please.
Oh,
For the love of God.
Actually, can I? This is a Nick question to himself. Is he able to turn her back into human quickly, or would it just be better to leave her? 'Cause
You could
I
turn
don't
her
think
back
a
into
Hyde-
human, but with the blood still in her, she will Bathory back up again.
Wait, there can be. Wait, what?
There's still some of the blood in her. In the styrofoam lady. He didn't get
Are you
all of
fucking
it.
kidding? Oh,
And we
God
have
damn it,
seen
We've
seen
Liam, you-
Mythos split.
Oh, for fuck's sake! So you couldn't even take all of the mythos? You'd have to. Oh, okay. Well, now we have to take this styrofoam. God. Now Nick is getting angry, and he doesn't get angry. He's picking up. Yeah, I know.
Emphasis on run the fuck away.
It's like
He's
being
picking
up the
savaged
styrofoam
by
lady.
a puppy.
Is Orin like currently transforming, or
I would say in the process.
Yeah, there's that
Like
cracking,
you see
clicking noise.
the lizard like eyes.
Blair's just
Wait
gonna like
until you transform, or is the car gonna fit?
So while you guys
Oh.
are running for the car, I'm going to jump across to Mitch and find out what Liam's been up to while you've been ignoring him. So,
At our own cost.
What up?
so Mitch,
We sing.
Mm-hmm. William turns into a child.
yeah.
It happens every now and then.
I was about to ask, like, if Liam's kind
So
of
how are you
like
transporting the
mid-late
blood, and where are you heading?
Probably wherever the void.
I'm hungry.
You hungry, buddy? You
Same.
don't want to wait.
I need some more.
Okay,
That's cool,
I'll
Mitch.
be right.
Yeah, you
I'll
can
be
sort
right
that
back.
out. That's okay. I kind of have an idea where you're headed.
The void is hungry. So there we go.
The void is hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that.
As that happens, I think as Orin is turning into Hyde, Blair is just gonna she's gonna like stand in front of Orin / Hyde and be like, Orin, Hyde, we'll meet you at the Ferris wheel. And then she'll take the others.
That little second look you got there is when the eye changes.
Mm-hmm. She'll kind of nod and
We've also kind of established Orin deep Southern accent, Jekyll higher Southern accent. Hyde does not speak.
mhm.
Can
Yep.
Can Dahlia follow the mythos?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So you link up to that thread of the mythos, which still has a tiny little bit of humanity in it. It's still in there. Are you taking the picture as well?
So, because now I'm a bit confused. So, where Liam is and where the split mythos is are in the same place, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sorry. I got a bit confused because
No, that's
in
cool.
my brain, yeah.
It suddenly
okay.
got very crowded
It-
with bits
it
of
did.
people.
So-
Given that everybody's like quarters of things, and you have to work out where each quarter of each thing is at any given time. And
So
one of Liam's quarters has been dropped, but he's picked up one of someone else's quarters and run off with that.
okay.
I thought his mythos ran into the city.
Which
Or
is
did I mishear?
it's heading in the direction of the Ferris wheel. It went
Oh.
out into the city and off towards the Ferris wheel.
But there's only one thing we're
Oh,
following.
okay.
There's not two things.
No, only the one thing.
Cool. Then styrofoam. I'm wishing I didn't pick a fragile, lightweight material. I should turn this poor victim, who we really should turn back into a human, because they are very much not guilty to any of this. And I'm now thinking that this is another bad Nick call, but let's just keep passing on. We'll deal with that later. Because it's not good. So yeah, Blair, we need to go in the car, please. Apologies for the harsh tone. I'm not in the best of moods now.
Vroom. you drive through the city at speed to the fun fair, carnival, boardwalk, Ferris wheel. It's all there as you've seen it before. The lights are on. It's very loud. Lots of music, lots of screaming, lots of shouting, big crowds. What you're going to try and do to find... Oh, you're still following the trail, aren't you?
I'm following Dolly at the moment.
Okay, so Dahlia's following the trail into the carnival.
Mm-hmm.
At the carnival, we cut across to Liam.
What up?
So, Liam, you've made it to the carnival.
Oh, God, I hate this place.
Yeah. There's a lot of people around, and you've got some amount of blood, about a third of a person's worth of blood. So how are you transporting the blood?
Oh, I mean, I've done this before. So briefcase, vial within it, syringe, the usual.
Were you planning
just a
on
briefcase.
using it?
Huh?
Were you planning on using the blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather be able to steal features, make people feel crushingly lonely, and deflect any kind of blame onto others? Or would you rather be able to absorb health, form shields of blood, and shoot out giant tentacles of blood to flail around?
The second one doesn't really help with politicians. So the first one, deflecting blame, that's a politician's like standard class features.
Okay. So you've got the blood, and you will probably need to do something with it in order to unlock its potential, should we say. But you're also feeling this really strong call to the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to trust the call to take me where I need to go. I am not a person who's afraid to jump. And so with the vial and such, I will pop it into me, just in the arm there, and start heading towards the void.
You can feel it moving through your body.
Also looking down at these carnies. God damn it, carnies.
And as it creeps through your body, you can feel all the features of the people that it's known. You can pretty yourself up a little bit as you go. You get to the Ferris wheel, and Honest John is there. Your old buddy, Alonzo, Mr. Alonzo.
No, I'm not giving him a chance to talk. Fuck this.
But he pops out and he's like, whoa, where are you going, buddy? What's going on? I'll help you with something.
I'd like to go all out on this guy.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of his shit. And yeah, the mythos sink into the ocean, which question is what is on the other side of the void. I'm going to use the tag Call of the Void.
Right. And what you're doing, you hitting with all you've got?
Yeah, hit with all I got.
Okay.
I don't want to roll.
So at the minute, you also have access to... no, none of those are entirely appropriate. All right, not a problem. What did you get?
11.
11 is very respectable. So you choose 2.
It's drinking age.
Yeah. Take cover, secure a superior position, get them good.
That
plus
one.
1 per tier. You've got 2 to choose from, plus the basic one. Tier equals power, so you can hit them with a tier 2 thing. Plus 1 for each of your 2 extras. So you could hit him with a tier 4,
Yeah, let's do that. Bam. Call of the void, like the dark whispering of like whatever. Just do it, you stupid motherfucker.
And what is it that you want him to do? Go into the
I
void?
don't. Yeah, I don't get to tell people.
Okay.
The call of the void is whatever.
Well, I mean,
has
right now the
been-
void is stood right there with you.
Oh yeah, if that's the thing calling to him, if that's the whisper, then it's loud and it's all consuming.
And he's trying to fight it. He's sort of sliding backwards. He's like, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not going. If I'm going, you're coming with me." And he
That was
does.
always the plan.
He does much the same thing to you. So I'm going to get you to face danger.
All right, let's rock.
Ah!
I'm gonna start pulling out my gun. All right, to resist, I'm gonna do the tag resist predictability because I feel like he's being very predictable.
That is
right
very
now.
predictable. Yeah.
I can't use my burn tag, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would use never back down. So just resist predictability. Yeah, I'm gonna burn it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna roll just to see if I get a better one. I do not. So
Okay.
9.
So you are also affected by the call of the void at tier 3 rather than 4. So yeah, you're going with him. But it might be you're going with him in a wrestling your way on the edge of the void kind of way. How do
Yeah,
you want
I mean,
going
I'm gonna-
with him to be?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna shoot him if possible because this guy just needs bullets in him. I feel like that's what he's lacking in his life is bullets in his like just tummy. Eat this. But yeah, the void is where we're going.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of it. This is my call. This is where we're going.
Does Hyde have any way of moving more quickly than other people through the streets?
I was about to say we need to get over there because this could be really bad.
I thought Hyde had like a pro Uber, like the little quick ones.
Combination of legendary strength and reduced to rubble. He would be moving through
Through
buildings on the
buildings.
way.
Literally going to Hulk your way
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing that,
Yeah.
and Blair can get pretty much anywhere really quickly.
She is burning that mobility to get the car as quick as possible to the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I mean the passengers, the other two of you could swear that Blair, she probably would have run people over were she not occasionally being insubstantial as she went through them. There are going to be some people very confused about how a ghost taxi drove through them until they forget about it. And you guys burst onto the scene in the carnival just as the crowd goes wild, screaming as a gunshot rings out over by the Ferris wheel.
Oh, that's not a mythos.
Oh shit! Yeah, guns are real.
Yeah.
That. Oh,
Another
okay.
clip that's going to be taken out of context.
Yeah.
So
people
Blair
are
goes
getting-
first
we all have
because
the
Blair
collective
always goes
realization.
first.
So after as burning mobility, I would be, or would I burn possession? It would be the cab.
You don't have to burn the entire thing. You can just burn
I
one
would
tag.
The taxi's
Yeah, I'll
like,
burn.
please.
Just firebomb the
burn,
whole taxi.
I'll burn.
It was only the routine where you had to burn all of the tags because you did a stop
Yeah.
holding back.
Yep, I will burn.
What are you actually trying to do?
I'm trying to get the cab and the people in it as close to our
Okay.
goal as possible.
We end up in the void. Too
Yeah.
close.
All right, yeah, that's a hit
Um,
it with all you got, I think.
And I would wager that you could use always going forward, never in reverse weakness against me.
Absolutely.
So I would be
You're literally
using,
driving at the void yourself.
I would using perfect spatial awareness.
Yep.
Route
Avoid
always
the
clear for the
stairs.
cab.
Means there won't be any people in your way, low collateral damage.
And with the battery involved, would I be able to use Do the Dead Deserve Another Chance, or Why Am I Destined to Collect the Lost Souls?
She's not dead yet.
Mm.
Or other bits of her are not
Or
dead
lost. Yeah. And she's not a lost soul, is she?
yet. No. No, she's not
Okay,
a lost soul.
so-
She makes lost souls.
Yeah, so those two I'd be
So +2, -1, you're doing a roll +1.
okay. Dice do not fail me now.
Come on, dice. Fail Blair now. They've not failed once. Now would be perfect.
10.
10. Okay, so choose 2 from you aren't affected by a status on you. You get them good, control the collateral, hold the target's attention, or get the upper hand.
I'll do the first so that I'm not affected by the void.
Smart.
And then I will hold someone's attention. I will hold Honest John's attention
Okay.
as she just full on just blares the horn.
To
try and- to try and get Honest John's attention.
So his head kind of snaps round and he sees the rest of you. Liam is the one who's just shot him. There's an open briefcase on the floor by the Ferris wheel with an almost entirely empty syringe of blood in it. What's Nick want to do?
So wait, is Nick in the cab?
Yep,
And the cab's right next to what's going on.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Literally
Nick-
parked right by the Ferris wheel.
Nick knows the Ferris wheel is the void, yeah?
Yeah, he knows it's a black hole.
Oh, okay. For context, literally until we started saying the word Ferris wheel, I thought it was the
roundabout.
Yep. which was confusing the fuck out of me. I was like, wait, there's a Ferris wheel involved now? Oh no, I'm just dumb. Yeah, like does it look like Liam is getting dragged into the void?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh well, Nick's gonna grab him.
Yeah, we're talking like
They are
Maximilian from the Black Hole movie right now.
Ah!
Might be a
Oh,
little bit
actually,
old.
can I roll something to try and bring Liam away from the void?
What do you want to try and roll?
I have sense of belonging. Does
Right.
that what
I mean,
you're making?
how are you going to win him over?
Because he belongs to the local area. He's our
Oh, right.
politician, even if he's a scumbag.
So it's a
he's our
convince roll.
scumbag.
You want to try and convince him.
Can I
Okay.
also have understanding? Get me +2, please.
Yeah.
I have failed on my rolls prior to this. I think almost all of no, I actually did all right with the styrofoaming, so
Yeah.
I can't complain. If this goes tits up, I guess it's fair. Okay, I would like this not to go tits up because we need our sleazy politician. Sans the blood. He's going to get a telling offer about that, but that's something we can deal with at a later date. Oh, that's ooh. That's a good number. That's a 13.
Wow.
That's a wait.
I,
6 and 5
since
would be
Mitch is another player,
11,
11
and then
plus 2
2
is
yeah.
13. Since Mitch is a player character as well, I do have to give Mitch the opportunity to face danger to avoid consequences from your
That's-
persuasion.
Can I do the persuasion?
Yeah, you absolutely launch into a heartfelt and convincing plea to your sleazy politician friend to not cast himself bodily into the void.
Oh, thank God, I don't have to do it. Cool. I like that we just narrative have been like, yeah, let's not.
Now, at the minute, with that success, it would change Liam's agenda to include yours. So it not putting yourself in, but maybe putting the other guy in still remains a priority.
Oh
But
yeah, he doesn't give a
Mitch,
fuck
what
about
does
us,
Liam want to
John,
do about
just
this?
Not Liam.
Oh man, that's like my only friend.
Yeah, bear hugging you as well. So if you go in, Nick's going in with you.
Yeah, I can't. Like the call of the void is personal for everyone, and he won't go in there if it means taking out his friend, because yeah, he's pretty sure the void won't be kind to this sweet boy.
What does Dahlia want to do? You're now in the car with the styrofoam lady on your own.
Just watching Nick get dragged across the concrete.
Yeah.
Holding...
I think I'm gonna take the styrofoam lady and walk towards the void
Okay,
to throw it into the void.
sure. Do you want to go toe to toe, or do you want to hit it with all you've got? Is this going to be a tactical advance, or just run up and go? Yeet.
Okay, so here's my thing. Part of me wants to do that and get rid of the battery,
Mm-hmm.
though there is blood in Liam. And part of me wants to knock Honest John in the void, so I can free the people of this place.
I mean, if you hit it with all you've got, you could arguably bounce the styrofoam lady off of Honest John, who's already been shot in the chest and pushed towards the void, and knock them both in.
Fair. Okay. Let's do that. I want to use the twist fate to make it so he trips. Just lucky, I guess.
It's a lucky shot. Million
I
to
don't
one
think I-
chance of bouncing a styrofoam person off of someone.
Dahlia,
Probable fate.
use the force.
We do already know that this is now one of his probable fates.
Okay, so I get plus
Those who
3.
tarry too long in the void.
Do I get sensory overload because I'm in the carnival?
Yes.
So I have plus 2. Okay. That's a 7.
Now, on a 7, you can choose one of secure your position. If you don't choose that, you will get a status imposed on you. You can get him good, which will increase the tier that you do to him.
What did I do? Go toe to toe?
Yeah, I know this is hit with all you've got.
Oh, okay, sorry. Looking at the wrong one.
You
I
can
do
control
have-
any collateral damage, or you
I
can
do
gain
have
the upper
3
hand.
juice.
You do. You could spend
Could I-
juice then to.
Could I spend 3 juice to make it a 10?
Yes, you can. In which case
I
you
wanna
choose
do that.
2. So,
I'm gonna do that.
which 2 do you want to take then? I mean, I'm guessing you want to be unaffected by the call of the void.
Yes.
So that's one of them. And then you can either increase the effect of the tier on Honest John, control collateral damage, hold attention,
Control collateral damage.
and what collateral damage are you trying to control? You want to make sure that no one else
Avoiding
advances.
anybody else goes into the void.
Okay. So yeah, you hit Honest John with the styrofoam lady, and as you do, it kind of bounces and spins, and the blood comes flailing out because of the centripetal force from the black hole, and it kind of hooks around him and grabs him like it's a lifeline, but he's falling at the same time. So while the blood is trying to get into him, his face twists and reshapes itself and becomes all sort of, forgotten the word, foxy. It's not
Vulpine.
lupine. Vulpine, that's the one I was looking for.
No bother.
His face goes all vulpine on you, and little foxy ears appear in his hat. And the blood is kind of twisting and shaping and flailing around, reaching out towards Liam. Orin! Hyde! Smashes into the middle of the fairground.
Yeah. I actually think Hyde would be going after, like, if Honest John is already gone,
He's going.
yeah, I think that Hyde would collide into Liam, trying to, like, toss Liam into the void as a weapon to make it go the rest of the way.
Okay.
And normally,
No.
I do have a question,
Uh-huh.
because I do have a weakness tag of no friends, all foes.
Yeah.
Would that add to this roll?
I think that would be what makes you have this role,
Fair,
rather than
fair.
adding to it.
It was nice knowing you, Liam.
I'm going to go with...
Y'all know this is where I was going.
Well, I'm going with you. I'm still.
God damn
We're getting
it!
punted into the void together, friends forever.
Oh, god damn it.
It's all good.
Nikki.
Can I try to stop the fate from happening?
You have got that power, haven't you? You've got your time loopy thing.
I do have time loop, yes. I think I've used literally everything on my thing, though.
All right. Well, if you've already used all of your tags,
I haven't used accidental time loop yet, or the look.
That would just be horrible.
Can I just give like a dark look to?
I don't
Orm and be
think
like,
that's
"Look,
gonna work
what
on
the fuck are you
Hyde."
doing?
Wait.
Oh, it might
wait.
work on Nick.
Wait. I don't know how this game works. Can I turn into something if I use my transmutation power?
Like what?
I don't know anything. Literally anything that could get neither of us out of this situation. I'll turn into a T-Rex if I need to.
All right, you know what?
Can I do
Dahlia,
anything?
you do a time loop. Nick, you do a transmutation. And Oren, hit it with all you've got.
Okay.
To be fair, I could also not succeed, which I just realized.
And I'm guessing legendary strength reduced to rubble and fueled by anger.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Blair,
you're
is there
right,
anything
that.
you want to throw into this mix as well, just to really turn it into an absolute
a
clusterfuck?
scrum.
Accidental time loop.
Yeah. With Blair seeing Hyde charge in, can Blair transport Hyde to the underworld?
I don't know. That will kind of depend on how well everybody's rolls go.
I know
So
what I can do.
I need you
Okay.
also
Because-
to hit it with all you've got, but I'm pretty sure you've got no tags left to spend either.
No.
Oh, can I burn my transmutation or my brew a potion? Can I burn my potion?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
burn a lot
Mitch.
then.
Since you're
Yeah.
a participant in these shenanigans, is there anything
Yeah, I'm
you'd
just gonna
like to
go
contribute?
home. Yeah, I'm gonna go home. Right, this ain't working out, so I'm just gonna. Well, this is all weird. You guys, god damn it. No, I mean he's gonna focus on getting his little bar buddy out and away from the hole.
Okay.
Just stands up, Nick's still holding on. You were incredibly light. I know.
All right. Roll to change the game then, Mitch.
Yay!
And then we'll see how everybody does, because I have a
Right.
couple of...
My powers aren't great for helping people.
No, but
Nor
that's
am
okay.
I think the understanding and sense of belonging was literally the first time I'd used that ever.
I'm going to bypass by going through the underworld.
Okay, for a 9.
Just in
Oren,
case this fails.
Yep.
Wait, what did Doran get?
I've been waiting to reveal the 15.
Oh
Oh,
we're
snap.
fucked. We're fucked. There's no
Yeah,
that.
I'm not wrong.
Got it.
We're
Yeah.
good. We're just gonna be punted into the void. This, God damn it, we're going to New Jersey.
Yeah.
I've never been to New Jersey.
You
I
don't
just
want
got a
that.
12.
Yeah.
So, Blair, you reach out with all of your magic and you kind of thrust Hyde straight into the underworld, and Hyde just pushes through the underworld and pops back out again, moving at
Oh
such
my
a
God.
ridiculous speed that you could barely stop it. Crashing into Liam.
Ow.
I haven't rolled yet. I don't know what to do.
With maximum force. Right, Nick.
My
Stop
lawyer's
holding
gonna be
back.
on your ass.
I don't know what to do. I don't know
On
what
it.
to do.
Stop holding back.
Oh, okay.
Roll stop holding back. This is a no return. Stop holding back.
Okay.
You've already got. Oh no, you can't. But you. Yeah, you have to roll plus logos.
Okay. Oh my, not mythos stuff.
You're not mythos stuff. Yep. So it's
Okay.
a roll plus 2.
Can I have an idea what I want to do. It's not going to involve the potions. It's going to involve the stone. But
Okay.
I will roll no holding
Perfect.
back. And then if I succeed, it can be cool. And if I fail, we don't have to describe it, so I don't sound lame. Please, dice, please. I'll be a good boy this Christmas.
We're past Christmas.
Oh,
The dice
it's
did
a
not
shame
believe
then that I
him.
got double sixes because it thinks I'm going to be a very good boy this Christmas. These dice lie to me.
Okay.
Well, I lied to these dice. So that's 6. Was I supposed to add something to that? Was it
Plus your 2 logos.
Plus your 2 logos. Yeah.
so 14?
14. Okay, very nice.
But not 15.
But not 15. So what are you doing?
So
You are unlocking the power of the Philosopher's Stone too.
Yep. 2.
I have a
This is
suggestion if
I would
you're
like-
interested on
Please
something
pitch me the
that
suggestion
that
because
might
my one's
help.
lame.
The Ferris wheel is containment for the black hole. You could transmute the containment away and release the black
Oh.
hole so that it was moving away from you.
Oh,
Tricky
that's a lot
hobbit.
better than what I had. Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there as a suggestion. You are absolutely welcome to modify it, change it, do something completely different.
Honestly, I was
But
just
that
gonna
look
pour a
of panic across your brain there.
Yeah, well, my initial plan was just to pour a potion on Liam and turn him into a mouse, then run away with the mouse. But I feel like that's not going to work.
Yeah, my
'Cause
constituents
Nick's
hate that.
Yeah. It's your punishment. You're a mouse for like. an
Dahlia, what
hour.
did you get on your time
Damn
loop?
it.
7.
Okay, and Mitch, what did you get on your whatever the hell you
Oh,
rolled? I've lost track.
Actually, correction. I think I have -1 still from sensory overload, so 6.
Okay.
Why did this have to be when I roll a 12?
It's fine. It works narratively, so it's not an issue.
It's
don't worry.
beautiful narrative.
It is amazing. I'm shell shocked. I don't know what to do.
Oh, I
but
remember. You
I'm
were
having
changing
fun.
the game, Mitch. What did Liam
Yeah,
get to change the game?
so I using the tag push for what I want.
Yeah.
And do I want to live? I don't know, but I do know I want him to live.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm also
that's
going to
one
give
of
you the -1 for the sucker for love tag.
What?
It's one of the Bathory tags. You ingested the
God.
Bathory.
Damn it, love. Why is that in my heart? God, gosh, I thought we dealt with
You
that in
injected
therapy.
it there.
Because what has love got to do with it?
Ben, okay, I'm gonna write to you, Ben, what I want to do, but this is how I'm gonna make the
All
transition.
right. Even with the -1, that is a 12.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Here's how it all goes down.
Oh, never mind. Ben. I won't write it to you. Never mind.
I've been stacking these things as they've been coming in from you, and then moving them around the stack as things
wiggle
go
with
up
it.
and down. What have you written then? Oh,
I haven't written anything.
You haven't
yet.
written
I'll
it.
write it to
you
you.
can write it. You can just say it now if you want, because
okay. Well,
far away.
Yeah. what Nick is gonna say is he's gonna be freaking the fuck out because he was like, okay, I've been betrayed by Liam. Okay, I've not been betrayed by Liam because he's getting dragged into the void. Okay, wait, Oren's coming over. Oren doesn't look happy. That's Hyde. Okay, no, that's fine. Dahlia's safe. No, Dahlia's not safe because Dahlia's just yeeted the styrofoam. That's not good. Blair is like, okay, and he's just going to whisper into the stone. Please just make me the kind of person that can fix this.
How fucking dare you?
Ooh, now there's a big unlock if ever there was. All right, so
The stone is like, you are the worst dude I've ever had to deal with.
you've got to mark fade or crack on one theme and burn all of the power tags attached to it.
Philosopher's Stone would probably be the fairest one for that.
Yeah.
So I'll burn it all.
So
Yep.
you do that. Dahlia flings out a time loop towards you. As Oren, this is Sparta's Mitch and Nick into Honest John. As you're flying, Liam pushes Nick out of the way, causing him to stagger into the time loop. As that happens, Honest John is the first one to hit the void, followed immediately by the styrofoam lady, and they are gone in an instant. You can see not Nick, again, always with the Nick. Just as Liam is about to hit the surface of the black hole, the time loop collapses and it's future Nick. Whatever the hell he's been through some shit, man.
It's like the same, but like with dirty pants.
Yeah, maybe an eye
dirtier
patch.
pants.
And there's
Yeah.
one of those scars that goes through there.
Yeah.
He stops
now
long
knows
enough
how
to
to mix
say,
a drink.
"What year is this?" I kind of catches the front of
I think he
Liam's
broke an eye.
shirt, and he's just stood there up against the void, and he's holding a staff in one hand, which has got the Philosopher's Stone attached to the top of it, which he impales into the gantry around the Ferris wheel, holding on to Liam's shirt and jacket, and you can all just about make out a thin trickle of blood pouring out of Liam's arm as the battery is sucked out of him and into the void. Mitch, up to you at this stage.
Yay, all in my power.
It is totally within your power now whether or not Liam survives. Nick has done enough to save him if he wants to be saved.
Yeah, I have a job to do. This has always been about that job, and I will sacrifice everyone but future Nick to accomplish this.
You don't remember Nick having quite this much corded muscle in his arms either. It's like, damn, bro, you've been working
Yeah,
out.
it's like,
He's got a body like Superman on him.
yeah,
I
I
don't
like
remember him being
now
that
he's
tall
like,
either.
he's like thinking, he's like, maybe I've like been underestimating him, so he's gonna make a mental note to call his secretary and be like, pick up Nick and just like get him into like a boxing, let's do the Avengers Chris Pratt move on him, and get him set up because I think we're underutilizing him. Yeah, that's what he's thinking about as he feels these cord muscles, and he will remain to complete the duty that he has set out for himself.
So you're going to pull away from the void a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dahlia, when you see Liam pull away from the void, you notice that his mythos takes on an almost feminine form for an instant. It looks like a woman, like ancient Greek.
Danny DeVito.
There's a hint of the Muses to it. smells a little bit like a muse rather than an aspect of the void itself, but it's not one of the ones that you could name. Not one of the big 9.
When?
Maybe there was a 10th
When?
muse.
God? Alanis Morissette?
Yeah. It's just Liam. Liam's the 10th muse. No one
Nick,
ever saw it coming.
what does future Nick do to the black hole? Because this thing can't be left alone here.
Oh God. I have a question, mechanics wise. So is Nick now permanently future Nick, or is the stone just traded, like brought in future Nick to temp for Nick while he's not available?
The stone has brought in future Nick for now.
Oh, okay.
Can we
Stone, you
kick
better-
in current Nick and just keep
Oh,
future Nick?
no, I don't think that'd be good for Nick's psyche.
What would happen if Nick spent the next 20 years studying and practicing and getting good at all of the things so that he could travel back in time and save
Oh.
his friend? What would he do to the black hole to prevent it being a danger, especially now that you know that it's like a geothermal vent for bottom-feeding mythoi?
And you were kidnapped and forced to do rigorous physical training.
I don't know then. Does this work narratively? Would he take the void with him? So the void isn't actually moving in space, it's moving in time. So it's going to disappear for 20 years and come back with future Nick to this exact point. Would that make sense?
That makes perfect
So that
sense.
ties up the timeline. So that's why Liam and presumably, well, no, past Nick would have to survive. But yeah, that's why Liam wouldn't die. But technically, the void has never moved.
Yeah.
I don't do time travel well.
That is very good causality. That's better causality than anything
no one
that
does.
happened in about the last 4 seasons of Doctor Who. So
Okay, yeah.
sorry,
Because
they
the
got
void
rid
is
of
bigger
Moffat.
on
The
the
others could
inside.
write time travel. Future Nick and the time loop wrap around the Ferris wheel and tear it loose from its hinges, and it blinks back out. Dahlia, your time loop crashes in. The Ferris wheel's gone. Liam's on his knees on the floor. Nick is kind of lying on the ground looking up, slightly frazzled. The Philosopher's Stone is looking a bit dull and grey. Hyde is twitching back, maybe?
I mean, I
Still
can
going.
make a roll to see if Orin can take control.
Up to you. I mean, you could narratively take control, or you can roll it and leave it entirely in the hands of fate. Although I suspect that there's someone who likes to twist fate nearby that might.
Yeah,
give
also
you a
there's
hand.
no such thing as
Dahlia,
fate.
save
Like,
us.
everything's in your hands, so you can just disregard fate. Fate doesn't real. It's not real. So.
I think that it would make sense to attempt to take control of the Typhon, the hide, and at least attempt to not continue to rampage into friends.
It would be
since
very
the
helpful.
actual threats are gone.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh God, I'm laughing so much I'm crying.
So
I'm not going to get you to roll for it. I'm going to let you narratively take that control. A little bit of a nudge from Dahlia to maybe assist fate a smidge, so we can forego
no,
the
no.
need for the mechanical roll aspect of it, if that's okay.
yeah, that's fine.
Because I think continuing to rampage at this point would diminish the conclusion almost.
Probably.
I mean, if you just wants to
Um,
destroy all the carnies and the carnival, like that's cool. But
No,
And
Dolly wants to save all the carnies.
I think at this point it would be like a dig in, like a competition, because Hyde is 2 mythos, is Bastion and Expression. So this is like the Bastion portion of the mythos, because, and we'll explain this by what Blair had seen earlier, Typhon was locked in Tartarus.
Oh,
That
yes.
was where all this rage comes from. So in this point, like turning it on its head with that ability to twist fate and take that anger away and be able to direct it better.
It's all gone a bit quiet here. The screaming stopped. The carnival is empty. People have been doing a lot of running and screaming. There are police sirens appearing in the distance. It is a right mess. Does anybody have anything they want to say or do?
I think as everything's calming down, Blair's just gonna lean up against the cab, and you just see the cab tires just pop, and then hood open, smoking. Like it's like the cab is gone. It's done. It's dusted. And Blair's just like thinking that it's all over.
Dahlia is going to check and make sure the fate lines are released.
Yeah, this place just got weird, fate line wise. Suddenly everybody's fate lines don't converge on a single point.
Which is how it's supposed to work.
They're not all tangled around a single individual, other than the way they tangle around you, obviously.
So they are released.
And there's
safe.
a bunch of the carnival folks sort of blinking and looking confused. What?
I think Dahlia will start to take charge in that moment to like encourage them. It's like, hey, everybody, great job at the carnival. I'm so thankful for all your volunteer work. You all should go home and get some really good rest.
So Dahlia starts corralling up all of the innocent victims of Honest John's carnival.
This is where you have someone go, "What tomorrow is this, good madam?" It's like, oh shit, some of these people might be here longer.
Yeah, just shoot him.
Just
Just shoot him. He ain't gonna live. Yeah, just saying. That's not gonna go down.
Oh no.
What's Nick gonna do? Lying there on this metal gantry, steaming slightly.
He's gonna get up. The Philosopher's Stone is not like destroyed.
It's not burned
is
out.
it?
No, it's been heavily
tired.
used and is tired.
Yeah, he's gonna go. Yeah, just pat it, put it back on the charm basis. Yeah, no, that's a good job. We both. Man, I'm hot in the future. Okay, that's something to look forward to. And yeah, he's gonna go over to Liam, and he's gonna give him a big hug.
Yeah, Liam's
And he's
probably
got-
looking a little bit anemic at this point.
Yeah, big hug, and then he's got to punch him on the shoulder. Like, don't do that again. Don't take weird people's blood and try and ingest it. That's not okay. All right. You've got to keep our neighborhood safe. Are you going to help us? Are you going to make everything better? Because that's what you promised in your campaign stuff. And campaigns are not meant to lie. So don't do that. And also another punch. That's for making Dahlia have weird thoughts about you.
Ow! Why was she having weird thoughts about?
No,
God.
I'm saying you making weird thoughts for Dahlia. I
Oh.
your mythos, but I can't punch your mythos.
Okay, fair.
You should apologize to her because she works very hard and she does a lot for you and all of us, and she deserves more respect than you give her. And another punch.
Oren even.
Start paying your tab. Okay, I'm done now. That's all my confidence used up. That's future Nick gone. All the confidence is gone. I feel guilty for punching you,
This
but
weird lingering memory in your head that doesn't feel like it belongs. It's slightly invasive. You're not entirely sure it's yours, but you could swear you know how to make a tequila sunrise now.
oh yes!
Oh snap!
Thank you, future Nick.
It all
Became
turned
a
around.
master. You became a master cocktail maker.
Wait, grenadine is a thing?
Oh god. Oh
Yes.
So, Oren, you've de-hided across the city. Probably a little bit less clouded than you would normally have been.
Yeah, I think transforming back, that Orin would take on parts of both mythos. Like you would see like very long manicured nails, eyelashes with mascara, and yet also like more muscle than Oren has ever had. Just a combination of masculine and feminine.
Okay, and then as we geek out in the credits, Mitch, please explain to the good reporters and police officers that have arrived on scene just exactly what went down here that resulted in the devastation of the carnival, hundreds of lost people showing up, and the Ferris wheel being torn from its placings and dumped in the river.
Yeah, like I said, all of this is pending a thorough internal investigation, which I will be heading up. But thanks to myself and the dynamic and brilliant mind of insert that investigator's name here, we have accosted some individuals who were involved in some very nefarious drug creation here on the premises at the carnival. With October coming along, we thought that it was best that we nip this in the bud, and honestly, we need to ensure that our neighborhood stays safe, especially for the children. So I want to thank insert investigator name here, as well as the rest of the local city PD for working with me on this project. We have a lot of heroes here, and no doubt within the next couple of days, you're going to hear stories about these individuals and their amazing work within the past couple of months on having this play out. But I want the whole city to know that we have the correct individuals behind bars, and for the foreseeable future, we'll be having several fundraisers to purchase this land for the city and turn it into a respectable park that's not only focused on eco-conservation, but also education for our youth. Thank you very much. If you have any other questions, feel free to talk to my secretary, and I'm sure we will have an appointment or interview scheduled on my behalf. Thank you. Thank you again.
Excellent. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, one and all. That was a very, very dramatic concluding episode. We've run over a little bit longer than we would normally, so I apologise if any of you have got any place that you need to be dashing off to imminently. So let's quickly wrap this up with some of the good news about the cool stuff that everybody's doing. And then we will mosey on. Thank you, first of all, to all of you for coming on Garbler Games, giving us a little bit of a try out and hanging out with us while we made City of Mist. It was my first time running it. Lots of fun. Really grateful for the opportunity and glad to have some people on board who almost knew what they were doing. All right.
That's fun.
Kawaifu, tell us about you. What you got going on?
Hi, I'm Kawaifu, Kawaifu TV on Twitter. I have nothing in the immediate future. I'm currently in the process of rebranding and all of that fun and tedious work that goes along with it, which should all be announced on Twitter as things go through. I have no plans in the future.
Yeah, but you've got to finish up with that joke that you posted in the group chat.
And then, it seems finally, Oren does seem a little dehydrated now.
Thank you very much.
That's all.
Sin, what's the good word?
Hello, I am Sin, Synthetic20 TTV on Twitch and Twitter. I make TTRPG content, and as of last week, I've started streaming video game content again, playing comfy, cozy games on Thursday and Saturday. So if you need a wind down after all of the drama that happened here, it's a great place. Also, I'm looking for other places to do the TTRPG thing. So if you have projects in mind, give me a shout. Always looking to collaborate.
Excelente. Nye. No, don't do anything interesting. He's just like, we're not allowed to use the I word, are we?
No, yeah, we're not allowed to call me the I word anymore. I have leveled up. So yeah, I always want to share the work I do with some really cool people because they are really cool, and I want to give them the respect and recognition they deserve. So I am part of a podcast called $2 Creature Feature, and it's a Monster of the Week.
Monster of the Play
actual
with
play.
the week of
Yep.
the Dragon
Actual
of the
play
Monster.
podcast series. You can find it on all the podcast sites, and the Twitter is at the number 2, the word dollar, and creature. Not and creature. 2, the number 2,
We'll
the
get-
word
yeah.
dollar, and the word creature.
There's a link.
Oh, well, there you go. There we go. I got told off the last time. I didn't get told off. I just made the mistake. But there we go. We're very funny, I've been told.
Mitch, what you up to, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm about to release the Necrobiotic PDF today or tomorrow. I have the PDF. I just need to compress it a little bit more. Other than that, we're supposed to get the new samples from the printer, and I'll be at PAX Unplugged. Later tonight, I will be on High Shelf Collective for the end of a 4-part series of Necrobiotic. But more importantly, you should go to Weave the Tale tonight because Nikki is going to run the best game that's ever run. Ever.
After this one, obviously. What you gonna run, Nikki?
No pressure. Chronicles of Pine Pass, a D&D 5e adventure. So this will be the second part of a level 3 episode, and then the next 2 weeks will be a level 6 cultist version where they're playing evil characters, and then the 2 weeks after will be these level 3 characters going to level 9, coming back to the fray. But I'm Nikki, aka Beholder to No One, and you can find me on Twitter at Beholder to No One. Pretty much everywhere at Beholder to No One, and you can find my podcast and listen to that if you want to. I also have Chaotic Wonderful. Tomorrow I'll be on Big Gay Dice Games at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, where we will be doing 2 more sessions of Spelljammer, and then we are switching to Masks on the 8th of November. On Thursday, you can come watch on Chaotic Wonderful, the Shadowrun episode 2, where we had a very fun time in Denver doing an actual Shadowrun game, like a run, and it's super dramatic, super emotional, super fun. On Friday, you can find me on Weave the Tale at 3:30 with Mitch doing Sleepaway, a super horror focused game that's based in a camp that is super fun, minus the whole losing people you care about thing. That part's not super fun. My character's mad at the camp right now.
Fair.
It's a little bit. And then I won't be in it, but on Saturday you can see Somehow Human at 8 p.m. Eastern, also on Weave the Tale. If you are looking to hire anybody for anything like audio editing, tutorial video making, developmental writing or editing, professional GMing, insert a lot of other things here, I am available for hire. It is on my Twitter. Go check it out. I need it before Christmas presents. Go hire me so I can afford rent and Christmas presents.
Yep, renting Christmas presents.
Mostly the rent right now.
Yeah, preach. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Obviously, we have been Garbler Games, and we're here all week. Tomorrow is Coriolis. Wednesday is Soulbound, Age of Sigmar. Thursday is The One Ring, and also Acton Cthulhu. And Friday is... Oh, it's Dungeons & Dragons on Friday. Yeah, new game. Surprise. The secret thing we've been brewing in the background. And then next Monday, it might be a Halloween special. It might be Wicked Ones, which is basically Dungeon Keeper 2, the role-playing game, which would be cool. Depending on how we go. But thank you very much, and good night, everybody.